School, the site for tonight's Northeastern Conference game between visiting Shawano and the host Fox Valley Lutheran Foxes. Another USA Today Network Wisconsin digital live stream. I'm Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson, and then bringing you those high definition shots. He's in the stands. That's Jim Rosandick. And we are all here on week 9 of the high school football season. Brett, I'm already in pants.
Not me.
You're in shorts. So is Rosie, I think. But yeah, it got a little too cold for my taste, so I'm in here in pants. But Brett, this is the final week of playoffs. We have a couple teams here. Well, one in particular who is still trying to keep their playoff hopes alive, and another, you got to think about seeding now because it's all done by computer now.
Yes.
By the way, so yeah, got to make sure that it looks nice and tight for the computer as they determine the seedings. But Brett, we're expecting a good one here. First off, because again, there's playoff implications here.
And conference championship implications,
that is true.
Right? Fox Valley Lutheran, at least to my understanding, Fox Valley Lutheran, Ricardo, in a three-way tie right now atop the Bay Conference. Fox Valley Lutheran at 4-2, Xavier at 4-2, and Winneconne at 4-2. Xavier and Winneconne play each other tonight. One of those two teams, unless there's a tie, will finish 5-2. If FVL win tonight, Foxes finish 5-2. However, I was hearing some rumbling that there might be some tiebreakers, some crossover
because
type
if there's
stuff.
a three-way tie.
Or that maybe some games might not actually count in the conference standing. So it seems like a little bit of a mess. But right now we're going with if the Foxes win, they're going to be conference champs, at least with Xavier or Winneconne. So something to play for. And I would think
we're going to call them conference champs.
That's what I mentioned to Sean Hill, the athletic director as well, and Joel Kramer over here. And I just said, well, it's too confusing to me. Right now It looks like it's conference championship or bust for the Foxes. But you bring it up, Ricardo, seeding, right? A conference title, I would think the computer would certainly weigh that heavily as to postseason seedings, playoff brackets, all that good stuff. And we'll talk about when the WIA is going to release that. But you better get that coffee brewing if you want to see when they're actually going to be coming out.
Yeah,
it'll be in the wee hours of the morning.
And you got to imagine that any kind of program algorithm that shoots out those seedings, being a conference champ has to be one of those that bump you up, Brett.
Did you ever think in one of our Varsity Game of the Week live streams we would be talking about algorithms?
No, and
computers.
And leaving computers up to this. Brett, I think this is what they talked about in the Terminator movies. And
do you like this setup, though? Do you like the fact that the computers are doing the seedings versus coaches' meetings?
I'm fine with it. It's easier for us media because we know right away then getting into tomorrow morning. The ones who might not like it are the coaches when they see possibly some of these seedings. But I like it, Brett. And we'll talk about this more as the live stream goes on. But sometimes when you have, say, an FVL who's maybe playing down south somewhere, that collection of coaches sometimes can maybe favor their conference and the teams that they're familiar with over, say, a more deserving team like FVL. It takes that out of the equation, Brett. So those kind of personal feelings, all that kind of silliness, it's come up time and time again. We'll talk about that more as the live stream goes on, Brett, but I actually like it. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what it can do. Yeah,
and I think keeping it with kind of how key this is in the Bay Conference here in Week 9, you mentioned Shawano needs a win to get on that bubble to be considered one of the groupings or part of the groupings to get in the postseason. And if you like points, you like passing, I think you're in for a treat tonight. You got two really prolific quarterbacks that know how to spin it and some really good talent at the wide receiver spot. We'll talk about that, but I have a feeling that there's going to be some points and some yards put up tonight. So sit back and enjoy. It should be a good show here at FVL.
Yeah, I'll start off with some Fox Valley Lutheran notes, and Brett will follow up with Shawano. Again, Brett puts these together every week, so thank you, Brett, on that. Hey, what about FVL? Well, the Foxes come in 5-3 overall, 4-2 in the Bay. They've won 3 of their last 4. And again, we talked about a win tonight will get a share of that Bay Conference title.
That's what we're saying.
Now, that's what we're saying. I don't know what's going to come out if there's a tie or a three-way tie, any of that silliness. We don't know what's going to happen there. But they're coming off a big 35-14 win over New London last Friday in a Bay Conference matchup. Liam Hygis rushed for 3 touchdowns and 102 yards on 20 carries of pace FVL, which has clinched a spot, as we said before, in the WIA playoffs. Hygis scored on runs of 1, 1, and 2 yards. The final touchdown coming in the fourth quarter that gave the Foxes a 35-6 lead. Quarterback Drew Mears, we'll talk about him a lot tonight. One of our Elite 11 players coming into the season, had a fantastic season last fall. He threw for a pair of touchdowns and finished with 172 yards on 15 of 30 passing last week. He hooked up with Bennett Reeder from 28 yards out in the second quarter for a 21-0 FVL lead. And Mears' second touchdown came later in that quarter, a 26-yard hookup with Zach Johnson for a 28-0 advantage. Speaking of Zach Johnson, he finished with 5 catches for 63 yards. Reeder added 3 catches for 54 yards, and Owen Gerhardt led the way in receiving with 6 receptions for 54 yards. Now defensively, Cale Mayer posted 3 sacks and 6 total tackles. Hygis, did I say that right again? Hygis finished as a leading tackler with 9 stops, and on the season, Mears has thrown for 1,452 yards and 8 touchdowns while completing 52% of his passes. He does have 9 interceptions, though. His passing yardage ranks second in the Bay Conference. And Mears, he also leads the Foxes in rushing with 272 yards on 70 carries. Eli Retzlaff is next with 218 yards and 7 touchdowns in 3 games. But he hasn't played since week 3. Hygis is third in rushing with 152 yards and 3 scores on 35 attempts. We talked about Johnson again. Zach Johnson's FBL's top receiver with 32 catches for 371 yards and 4 touchdowns. Gerhardt is next with 31 receptions for 332 yards, followed by Reeder with 24 catches for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now defensively, Mayer has 4 sacks to lead the way in that category. Ethan Melso and Hygis are the top tacklers with 78 and 66 stops respectively. Now FBL, we're looking at the averages here. They're averaging 181.5 yards per game passing, 93.5 rushing. They're allowing 82.4 yards per game passing and 142.9 rushing. And overall, the Foxes are averaging 18.9 points per game and allowing 23.4. WIA first round playoff next Friday. That's where they'll be. FBL, we don't know against who. Kickoff schedule for 7 o'clock. You'll find that out, I guess, later tonight in the wee hours of the morning?
Yeah, wee hours of the morning. I'll be sleeping.
You will be. That's right. Brett, what can you tell me about Shawano?
Hey, Shawano, 3-5 overall, 2-4 in the Bay Conference. The Hawks coming off a 24-7 victory over Seymour last Friday. That was a Bay Conference matchup at Shawano. That victory snapped a 4-game losing skid. We'll talk about that and how close some of those games have been. Quarterback Carson Pop threw for 245 yards and 2 touchdowns on 15 of 25 passing. Both of those touchdowns were caught by Elliott Lowney, who finished with 9 receptions for 181 yards. Caden Urchie paced Shawano on the ground with 147 yards. Urchie, 147 yards and a touchdown on 13 carries. Andrew Pop was next with 40 yards on 13 runs as the Hawks wound up with 209 yards on the ground. Ashton Henning was credited with 5 receptions for 61 yards. On the season, check this out, Ricardo. Carson Pop has thrown for 1,911 yards and 16 touchdowns while completing 59% of his passes. He does have 9 interceptions, but get this. His passing yardage leads the Bay, Ricardo, and ranks 3rd in the state in all divisions.
Amazing.
Urchie and Andrew Pop lead the Hawks in rushing with 411 and 333 yards respectively. Those totals rank 2nd and 3rd in the league, so you kind of see where I'm coming from. They've got some offensive firepower. It should be fun. Henning is Shawano's leading receiver with 51 receptions for 859 yards and 9 touchdowns. Jacob Lannon is next with 39 catches for 580 yards and 3 scores. Henning's receiving yards ranks 1st in the Bay and 2nd in the state in all divisions, while Lannon's yardage total ranks 2nd in the conference. Henning's receptions total ranks 7th in the state. We'll finish Shawano's notes here in a second, but first our national anthem.
Tonight's anthem will be performed by FVL Junior Celeste Wilson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the
Ricardo to finish, by the way, beautiful job on the national anthem. Well done. Finish up the Shawano notes.
Yeah.
Shawano averaging 238.9 yards per game passing, 121 rushing. They're allowing 84.1 yards per game passing and 61.8 yards rushing. Overall, the Hawks averaging 23.8 points per game and allowing 24. So there you have it. And as I said, Ricardo, two of the top quarterbacks here in the Bay Conference, Drew Mears and Carson Pop. And it's going to be a whole lot of fun, I think.
Yeah,
Don't expect this to be a fast-moving game.
And it's good because I've been wanting to see Mears. And obviously, this Shawano passing attack, one of the state's best, it's going to be fun, Brett. I think we're – but does that necessarily translate into fireworks? Though?
Well, right. Well, we're both defenses are going to be put to the test here tonight and see how those pass rushes. Both quarterbacks have shown that they can throw the interception. So which defense can come up with the key turnover as well? Turnovers, of course, always the name of the game. But in a game like this, when you got two quarterbacks that like to sling it, which team is going to come up with the big interception, the big turnover, that big momentum shifting moment to maybe put themselves in position to win a game?
And, speaking of Xavier and Winneconne, Brett, that big matchup that's going on, is that in Winneconne?
Yeah.
Our very own Mike Sherry will be there getting video clips and updating us on that score. So that's going to be very, very interesting for very important news, I should say, for FVL and Shawano. So we'll have you covered here on postcrescent.com. USA Today Network, Wisconsin.
Senior night here at Fox Valley Lutheran. Yep. So we're going to see all the seniors announced before we get this game going. I got to give a shout out to Sean Hill, the athletic director here, and the IT staff. Really appreciate. We were kind of looking for. We wanted to get a game that had some meaning here in Week 9, and this does, and we appreciate Sean Hill. He always does a great job of rolling out the red carpet for us and making sure we're all set up. So thank you, Sean, and your staff. Always like coming here. This is a fun spot to be. And a beautiful night, by the way. I mean, it is. There's no wind, so that's gonna that's gonna play a role too. Both these quarterbacks, no quarterback wants to see wind, and they don't have it tonight. So nice still conditions. So the passing game should be on full display tonight.
Brett, and I think, let me look quick on my weather bug here, but I think it's supposed to be not bad weather at all next Friday. I'm very happy to see that.
Could I keep the shorts streak going?
I wouldn't be surprised if you did show up in the short pants, my friend.
I mean, how many times have we gone all 9 weeks without having to bundle up?
Now, tentatively speaking, next Friday, 54 degrees, 37 is low.
That's doable.
But partly sunny. I'm fine with that.
That's doable.
That is doable.
Can I get through the whole season without having to bundle up?
I don't think that's going to happen, my friend.
Well, we always joke about those state semifinal games, and a lot of times we're at Titan Stadium. And there's been some bitter cold nights at Oshkosh in November, so we'll see. Hopefully Mother Nature's been super nice to us for quite some time, and she's just kind of sitting there kind of rubbing her hands together and kind of snickering a little bit, and I think we might have to the credits come due, right? Yeah, I think pretty soon we might have to pay the price. But in any event, should be a great night here as the seniors getting their pictures taken on the field, and I can't believe it's Week 9. Where did the season go? It flew by. I don't know if you think so, but it sure did in my book. Hey, thanks to our sponsor, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Family owned for 20 years, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Delivery service is available. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email at Cooney's, that's COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. Also very excited to welcome Unison Credit Union. They're going to be our playoff sponsor for the next 4 weeks, so we appreciate their support and Cooney's support of local high school sports.
Looks like Shawano will receive the ball to start.
I'm trying to think, have we ever streamed a game involving Shawano?
No, I don't believe we have.
Well, welcome to the Shawano crew watching our Varsity Game of the Week live streams, and maybe we'll get over there for a basketball game. Ashton Henning back to receive this kick. By the way, I have been to Shawano High School. Beautiful school, very nice community. My youngest son years ago had a basketball tournament and a real nice gym, and we had a pizza place right, I think off of Highway 29 that was darn good too. So
Pizza Hut?
no, it wasn't that. I think it was a homemade mom and pop type place, but it was good stuff, and that was a good weekend in Shawano. We enjoyed our visit there.
Little place called Domino's.
How about Shawano Lake? That's beautiful as well. Henning has it.
Right at the 10. So a 19-yard gain right out short of the 30-yard line. That's what Shawano will start.
Christian Flink and Cale Meyer bringing Henning down to see this high-powered Hawks offense. I'm up for a shootout tonight. We've seen a lot of defensive games through our Varsity Game of the Week live stream season. So let's see how about a 45-42 type game, huh? Take this all the way to midnight. Maybe then
might as well. I mean,
you're going to stay up and wait for those brackets anyway, right?
Exactly. Pop with Andrew Pop in the backfield. Quick pass.
Ooh, nice
far
move.
Side.
That's
Hey,
Elliot
Lowney.
Lowney. Look at this. He might go,
boy.
Ricardo. He is. First play of the game.
71 yards, Brett.
Wow.
There you see the speed. Carson Pop.
First play of the game on a screen.
Complete to number 8, Elliot Loney. Into the end zone, touchdown, Shawano.
71 yards. And Brett, there you saw the big play. We talked about it coming in. The passing game of Shawano and what it can do. I'll be updating my Twitter right away. Follow me at PC Ricardo, Brett at PC Brettsy, Rosie at Metal Rosie, and Lowney doing the kicking too.
Number 8, Elliot Loney.
So a 71-yard touchdown reception by Elliot Lowney.
11 minutes.
Lowney.
Seconds remaining in the first period. Your score, Shawano
Wow.
7. FVL 0.
How do you like that?
Well, that puts Mears and company under the gun right away, Brett.
And Pop now with 71 quick yards on that screen. Boy, Lowney showing off the wheels. We've seen some interesting starts to games, too, this season. Doesn't it seem like it? I mean, it's been kind of a wild Varsity Game of the Week live stream season for us here in football. I was not expecting that.
Another interesting game to watch, Brett. Tom Dombeck out of Manitowoc and Sheboygan, our reporter. He's covering the big Brilliant Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran Christian game. That's for first place over there in the eastern Wisconsin.
Definitely a big game. That's number 9, bringing it back. Caven Doberstein for the Foxes.
So we'll be watching that one as well, again, as the Xavier Winnicott game over in Winnicott.
Doberstein, my apologies.
21-yard line, it will be first and 10 Foxes.
Thanks to everybody watching tonight. PostCrescent.com, GreenBayPressGazette.com, both Facebook pages. Also our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that. A whole lot of great content in addition to these Game of the Week streams. Mears on the run, fires. That's number 3 with the catch. That's Owen Gerhardt. And look at this, a good start for the Foxes.
They're going to mark that at the 37, BC, but a 16-yard gain right away. Nice answer from Mears. First down and 10.
Hope you brought your calculator.
Woo, I got my phone right here, Brady. Can do everything.
Yeah, I think you're going to be needing to add up some of these stats tonight as Mears drops back quickly out of his hands, and that's a little pitch and catch to Doberstein. Doberstein, a junior wideout here for the Foxes. Second down coming up and almost near midfield already.
Yeah, we'll call it a second down and 3, Brett. So Mears 2 for 2 to start right away for the Foxes. Good start to this drive for FVL. Again, they're 4-2. in the Bay Conference. A win here.
Look at this.
A share, and that's going to be a first down toss.
Yeah, I like the rhythm, Ricardo. That's to Gerhardt and getting the ball out quick, getting your quarterback, who we know, one of your Elite 11, one of the top quarterbacks certainly coming into the season in the area, and getting him hot. And 3 quick passes, and they're off and running. Often throwing.
I should say, yeah. Brett, another first down. So 3 for 3. Mears is to start this drive, 26 yards. First down and 10 at the 47, near midfield for the FVL Foxes.
We actually got a handoff here. Look at this nice run. That's number 10, Liam Hygis, his first touch of the night.
Takes it out to the 47 across midfield. 6-yard gain, second down and 4. FVL 3 receivers, looks like far side, 1 near side. Mears looks at his left wristband, getting that play. Hygis again, look at him breaking tackles, taking it inside the 40 to the 39, so 8-yard gain and a nice start for Hygis.
Ball be spotted all the way down at the Shawano 39-yard line. First and 10 Foxes.
Hygis, and nowhere to go this time. Jackson Smits and Aiden Poquette, hopefully I'm saying that last name right, with the stop, getting in the backfield. If you're a little late to this stream, you missed some fireworks right out of the chute. A 71-yard screen pass from Pop to Lowney. One play, 71-yard touchdown strike. That's where we're at, but the Foxes on the march. Let's see what Mears wants to do. Boy, tough going to his left. Fires, nice throw. Beautiful throw. And near the first down.
Ready through that, rolling to his left.
That's Bennett Reeder, Ricardo, one of the captains of this team, 6'2 junior, wide out. And he was on the run, so going to his left, but having kind of torque his body a little bit to get some mustard behind that throw. Finds Reeder against that far sideline. Now third and very manageable here for Mears.
We'll call it 3rd and 2.
There's Hygis looking for some space.
Oh,
nice tackle.
Right.
That's 24, Andrew Pop. And 4th down coming, and a decision for Seth Yeager, the head coach of the Foxes in his 3rd season.
We'll call it a loss of 1, Brett.
Maybe not much of a decision at all, Ricardo. Inside or near the 30-yard line, they're going to go for it for sure.
From the 31.
Kind of look near side. Corner really playing off that wide receiver, but that is a far throw. Mears looking that way. Let's see what he wants to do. Nope, it's going to be a handoff to Hygis, and I think he's got the first down. Nothing fancy.
Nope.
Letting that offensive line do some work, and pretty big lane for Hygis to plunge his way to the first down. Sticks move, 1st and 10. This is going to be a fun game tonight, isn't it?
Think so.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
27 is where they'll mark it.
Good way to end the regular season. Let's see some offenses do their thing. I'm sure the defensive coordinators would beg to differ. And there's Mears on the run again. Well, whoa, watch out. Dives forward and does a good job to maybe only lose a yard. Pretty good coverage downfield. Mears nowhere to throw it. And again, did good just to only lose a yard on that. Second and 11, Ricardo?
Yeah, long 11 here as if you want to keep this momentum going. This is a nice drive they've put together. Second down 11, though, for Drew Mears. 4 receiver set.
Got protection going deep downfield, looking for
man.
his receiver. Almost.
He might have let that one stick in the air a little too long, Brett. I think.
Yeah, Owen Gerhardt, number 3, the intended receiver for Fox Valley Lutheran, but number 3 for the Hawks. Very good coverage, junior Michael Metcalf.
Metcalf, a big kid, 6'3", 185 pounds, just a junior for the Hawks.
What I like what Mears did, though, is sometimes you'll see these quarterbacks kind of throw it on a line. He threw it a nice rainbow, so
but a little too much.
Maybe a little too much, but still gives your receiver a chance to high point that ball and make it a little bit easier of a catch. Mears, now he's on the run again, looking for some space. Good little move. Spins his way forward, and now we got a 4th down.
It's going to make it 4th and manageable, so a nice run by Mears. Showing some elusiveness as well.
Yeah, that'll be spotted at the 21, it looks like.
It'll be 4th and 4.
So 4th down, second 4th down call of this drive for the Foxes.
13th play of this drive, Brett, that started at the 21.
Again, looking at that receiver near side, there's definitely some space there. Let's see if Mears wants to go that way, and he's going to be running to the right, looking downfield. Oh, knocked away.
Yeah, and that was a great play because Gerhardt was open, Brett. Again, that's Metcalf.
Yeah.
Using all 6'3" of himself.
I think, Ricardo, you were right on. I think that might have been a touchdown possibly. At least it would have been close, but it would have been a 1st down for sure. But Metcalf getting his hand, knocking it away. He was open.
Yeah, 13-play drive, Brett, that started at the 21 and ended at the 21 of Shawano. All for naught.
Yeah, when Mears let it go, I looked and saw his target open, but all of a sudden, last second, Metcalf doing a good job. So nice job by Michael Metcalf defensively there, breaking up a touchdown pass and maybe a potential touchdown there. And now it's Pop. He hands off. That's number 27, Caden Urchie. 6-foot senior running back for the Hawks.
It's about an 8-yard gain, Brett. Brings up 2nd and 2 from the 29 for Shawano.
And all of a sudden, now what's wrong with the Shawano offense? One play, 71 yards. What
Yes.
was that?
Brett, they're only averaging now, about 45 yards.
What was that, about an 8-yard run?
No, 40 yards a play.
Yeah, what happened there?
Went from 71 yards a play to 40. 2nd down and 2 for Shawano.
Urchie again. Boy, Shawano's got some speed too, don't they? That was a nice little run by Urchie, just looking for where the seams were, and that's a 1st down as the chains move.
9-yard gain, so 2 carries, 17 yards.
Yeah, and you like this now if you're Shawano's play caller. Okay, now we've got them on a screen pass to start for a touchdown. Now we're kind of mixing in a little bit of run and get that defense thinking about we got to honor the run because Urchie certainly can do some things in the running game, and you got a quarterback and some really good wideouts too. Wouldn't be surprised to see Pop air it out here soon. Not on this play, though. It's Urchie again. A good pursuit. That's number 45 for the Foxes. Cale Meyer, junior defensive lineman, getting to the backfield.
Elijah Last. Correction, 45, Cale Meyer.
You're going to mark it as a 1-yard gain, Brett. 3 carries, 18 yards. Is it Urchie? Urchie. So 2nd down and 9 from the 39 for Shawano. Again, they're up 7-0. First play of the game. 71 yards, Pop to Pop.
I learned not to take that name for granted anymore.
That's right.
I was talking to the guys up here in the press box about that. Ooh, tough run. Look at this run. Finally brought down. That's number 24, Andrew Pop.
Up the middle, 24, Andrew Pop.
Appleton North has a wide receiver whose last name is Pop. I was calling him Pope. Usually I try to get name pronunciation as many as I can anyway, and I kind of took it for granted. Remember, there was Cole Pope, the Menasha quarterback, P-O-P-P, and then there was a Kyle Pope back in the day for Nina. We were a good athlete, so I thought, that's a name I know.
The name you trust.
And apparently not. So this is Andrew Pop and Carson Pop. Carson, the quarterback, waiting for it. Pitches it over to Andrew Pop and looking for some space. And the Hawks on the move.
Andrew Pop.
Ball will be placed right at the 44. So a 5-yard gain, 2nd down and 5. Brett, we already got a score in that brilliant Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran Catholic game. Mitchell Kaderabek races 48 yards to the house. That puts Brilliant up 7-0. 6:58 left in the first quarter. That's from our guy Tom Dombeck, who's covering that game.
That's in Kohler.
It is.
I was looking at Kohler's facility. It really looks nice. Andrew Pop looking for some space. Boy, Ricardo, that offensive line is really opening up some holes for this running game right now.
Exactly, and Pop is able to get to that second level and
pretty easily.
Then just use his physicality to get as many yards as he can.
Yeah, he looks like a big kid, doesn't he? They don't. Let's see. They do have what he is, 6'1", 190-pound senior running back. But yeah, I was looking up Kohler because that was a game actually you had mentioned maybe to consider, and just wasn't quite sure of the press box space. I knew we had great press box space here, but they have turf at Kohler.
That they do.
Very nice looking facility for the. Are they still the Blue Bombers? Even though
I
they're
believe they're
team?
the Blue Bombers because they're the main school. And come on, Blue Bombers is a heck of a name.
Pop, watch out! Oh boy. Look at the speed that is Ashton Henning for his first score.
25, Ashton Henning. Into the end zone, touchdown.
How many yards was that? Wow.
Had it for 36.
36 yards. And that's 2 touchdown passes now on the night for Carson Pop. 71 yards and now 36 yards. Ricardo, speed all over this lineup right now.
And there you see, I think if you're FVL, you're thinking, boy, we got to score in every one of our possessions to keep up because now they're down 2 scores. They were, remember, this drive started on a turnover on downs. Back at the 21. Pop with the kick through, and it's 14-0. Shawano. Woo.
Shawano 14, FVL 0.
Well, remember when I said Carson Pop came into the game with what, the 3rd most passing yardage totals in the state in all divisions. 1,911 yards. I'm guessing he's got over 2,000 yards for the season now. He's got to have over 100 yards, I would think, on the well, he does, 71 and 36 yards just on those 2 touchdown passes. So a 2,000-yard passer is Carson Pop. And by the way, folks, gives me an opportunity to tell you about our great deal right now on a digital subscription to the Post-Crescent, Press-Gazette, all of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites for the next 6 months, folks. You can get all the benefits included with a digital subscription for just $1. That includes full access on your desktop, tablet, and mobile devices every day. The e-edition, a digital replica of the print edition, is also included. Please help play a vital role in supporting local journalism that you and your community can trust. 6 months, $1. His knee was down on the kickoff, so 1st and 10 at the 5. Just got a little too low, was Doberstein trying to pick up that kickoff, and a long field to go for the Foxes. Again, go to postcrescent.com/subscribe, greenbaypressgazette.com/subscribe, any of our websites /subscribe, and you can get on that unlimited digital access deal, Ricardo. 6 months for $1. Can't go wrong.
Outstanding price. What a deal.
$1. Well,
uphill battle already for Mears and company. Nice drive to start.
On the run. Oh, overshot. Number 12, Bennett Reeder, but there was coverage there, and if that wasn't, it's probably a good thing that was a little too high, Ricardo, because that could have been picked off.
Number 3, Michael Metcalf on the coverage.
And Metcalf again, he's all over the field. Number 3 for the Hawks, having a big impact early defensively. Again, this is a big game on both sides. Shawano wins. I guess they're on the bubble, as you put it, Ricardo, and Hawks a chance to, as far as we're concerned, clinch at least a share of the Bay Conference Championship. Mears fires over to the far sideline. Tough tackle. And that's number 87 for FVL, Zach Johnson, the junior wideout. Good job to hold on to that ball. Brought down hard, 9-yard pickup.
Zach Johnson. Brought down just shy of the first down. Be 3rd down and 1.
See if this is a handoff to Hyges. Maybe Mears just keeps it himself. Just keep those chains moving. Oh, yeah, little quarterback draw for Mears, and he's got some space. More than enough yards, and good job. You can kind of see that formation. They were spread out, 3 wide receivers to our side. And a good job by Mears, Ricardo, just to sell it, drop back, and it was wide open and more than enough yards. 1st and 10 for the Foxes getting out of that hole.
Yeah, 12-yard run, and there you see Mears is a pretty good athlete, Brett, and can hurt you with his legs when needed.
Ball at the 26-yard line. So something for the Hawks to think about. Not only can Mears spin it as Hygis brought down quickly, but he can run too. I'm trying to see who that was. I think it was number 72, Aiden Paquette. 5'9", 200-pound senior bringing down Hygis.
7'2", Aiden Paquette.
6 carries, 14 yards for Hygis to start, Brett. Second down and 10 from the 26. Mears.
Ooh, oh! Tried to make a move before he had it, right? That was Zach Johnson, number 87 on the far sideline. He had it, but didn't secure it, and trying to make that move a little too fast. So 3rd and 10 coming up for Mears in these. This is a big play.
It is, because that would have been at least a 5 or 6 yard gain, Brett, making the 3rd and 4 much more, I want to say manageable down than right now, 3rd and 10. And what have we seen? We've seen a lot of Shawano defensive backs getting in the way of these passes.
And Ricardo, this feels like a big spot in the game already. Big first down. Mears trying to set up a screen, floats it, and I think he's got more than enough
Beautiful
space.
setup, my goodness.
Well, he had a rainbow that to Bennett Reeder, number 12, but he got it. He was backpedaling on that throw. Pretty good arm strength just to float it over and give it to Reeder, and Reeder more than enough space to get that first down. That was a big 3rd down pickup when you're down 14.
15-yard pickup, Brett. That was a sensational call on that in that situation. Reeder had plenty of space to get that first down. First down and 10 at the 41 for FVL.
Yeah, and back to the line quickly. Reeder waiting for the snap. He's got it. And again, looking downfield, he's feeling the pressure. He might just have to get rid of it. Watch out. He's going to be brought down.
And he fumbled it, I thought. Well, you can't do that. If you're Mears has been playing this position enough to know that you cannot do that.
Jacob Landon, number 21, one of the first ones there for the Hawks, 6'2", 185-pound junior. And look at this loss.
Brett, I have it 2nd and 31 at the 2nd and 30 at the 21.
Yeah, I kept waiting. Well, you credit his competitiveness, right? He just waiting for somebody to get open, but it just never happened, and he just found himself in too much trouble. So what's in the playbook here?
I think you got to find your receiver that's one-on-one and put it up.
Oh, said Hygis is going to get it, and look at this.
He has space.
Hygis has a lot of space, finally brought down, but now you have a 3rd and certainly much more manageable than what it was. So I think caught everybody by surprise, including the Hawks defense, because I'm sure you were thinking the same thing. This has got to be a pass, right? So 3rd and 11.
19-yard gain. Well, they've converted on a pair of 3rd downs already, Brett. Can they do it again?
I think that's the end of the quarter. Yeah, I was just watching the clock. Scoreboard does hit 0.
At the end of the first quarter, your score.
So a fun first 12 minutes here at Fox Valley Lutheran. The Hawks with a pair of touchdown passes. We'll talk more about the game after this short message. Welcome back to Fox Valley Lutheran High School, ready for the second quarter to get underway. Big 3rd down coming up for the Foxes, 3rd and 11. FVL down 14-zip here. Pair of touchdown passes by Carson Pop. The first, a one-play 71-yard screen pass. The second, a 36-yard hookup, but let's see what Drew Mears and the Foxes have drawn up coming out of this break, and I think we got a pre-snap penalty. Is that going to go push the Foxes back? It is. False start.
Not what you want to see coming right out of that break, Brett.
5-yard penalty is made.
So 3rd and 11 turns into, what, 3rd and 16?
Mears is 6 for 10 for 52 yards early on here, Brett. He's going to need another big pass here, 3rd and 16 from the 35.
Mears going deep downfield, looking for his. Nope, we might have pass interference.
I think they do.
He was double covered.
An 87 for Shawano. That is Kudinger is saying what?
Bennett Reeder, the intended receiver there, but the officials are going to call defensive pass interference.
Oof, that's a big one. But Brett, remember in high school it's a 15-yard penalty, but not necessarily a first down.
Well, if okay, then it would be what, 3rd and 1? Because it was 3rd and 16.
Yes.
But I'm sure Seth Yeager and his staff will gladly take 15 free yards and make a 3rd down call a lot easier when you're just dealing with a yard to go near midfield. Right at the 50, so that's a big penalty. You got Ken the official watching tonight?
I'm not sure if he's tuning in, because I saw him earlier today, and I hope he is. He's a busy guy, has a lot of things to do on a Friday night. But if he is, Ken, I wonder what you think about that, where DPI is only 15 yards, but not necessarily a first down.
Oh, High just brought down by 24, Andrew Pop. We've called his name offensively, but how about that for a defensive play? Fantastic form tackle. And what do you do here down 14? You lose about, what, 3 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards on that? So
it is. It's 4th down and 4.
Wow.
Well, I want to say you punt it, but, I don't know. You're down 14-0, and then Shawano's high, efficiency offense here, and, well, they're going for
Mears
it.
is out there, yeah, but this is a gutsy call to give a hot offense something near midfield, and I think he completed it, and he does against tight coverage. That's number 17, Gavin Philippon, the senior wide receiver. So you're kind of seeing, too, that Mears has got a lot of different targets. So we called a lot of different receivers and players on pass receptions, but there wasn't a whole lot of space for that ball to go, and credit Mears putting it in a spot where only Philippon could get it because he was covered tight on that play.
9-yard gain, Brett, 1st down and 10. Now they are in Shawano territory. Gutsy call. Can it pay off with points?
High just looking. Whoa, he tripped, and boy, nothing much there. Number 8, Elliot Lowney, one of the first ones there. Kind of setting that edge, pushing Hyges back inside. I think Hyges wanted to take it outside and use his speed. We got a flag on the play there?
We do, and it's a holding, I believe, on FVL. So now interesting what you have here would be 2nd and 12 or 1st?
1st and 20. I think you push him back, don't you?
I do as well.
Although, when you got a quarterback that can toss it all over the yard here, maybe that is a more difficult decision than you think. I guess it's spot of the foul, right? Oh, I guess it is a 10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty.
So 1st and 20.
I think it'll be 1st and 22, actually.
44-yard line. Remains 1st down.
Yeah. So Mears, watch out, gets rid of it, and almost, there's Metcalf again, knocking it down.
Mears pass incomplete, intended for Reeder.
So some pressure coming from that front of Shawano, and Mears got rid of it just in the nick of time, but 2nd and long for the Foxes, down 14-zip as we look at our our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard.
Brett, very active defense for Shawano.
Yeah.
It seems like they have playmakers at each level.
Playmakers and speed, right? Athletes, too.
Size.
Yeah.
2nd and 22. Mears.
He's going to run. And just, he almost got through. Is that 72 again?
Big old 72.
That Aiden Poquette at least held him up enough. I thought Mears was going to get more than that, but Poquette wouldn't let him go.
Yeah, no gain on that play. It will stay at 3rd and 22. Big old 72, Brett. Aiden Poquette, 5'9", 200 pounds. It's a senior for Shawano. Again, Shawano, very impressive, Brett. I think you and I both
Yeah.
agree that they seem to have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball.
Fun to watch, aren't they? Mears, little play fake, and looking
They
to
wanted
set up. Is that a
that screen, yeah.
Hygis, though, watch out. Good move, Hygis. And he's
He
got the
it.
first down.
Oh,
What
wow.
a run.
Brett, that's just all effort on
That was.
Hygis.
Breaking some tackles there. Hygis staying low to the ground as well, so it doesn't give himself much of a target. He is listed at 6 feet, but 165, so just sort of slithering his way down the field. 1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line.
And if you're Shawano, your defense, you're like, okay, you got to know that the screen pass, which has hurt you already, is coming at that point, especially given the way that you're being able to pressure Mears.
But they did have it defended, Ricardo. Hygis just making it happen once he got the ball in his hands. Mears, almost a good catch along the sideline. Gavin Philippon was the intended target there.
That's incomplete. Intended for Philippon.
Fun Week 9 matchup. It's kind of interesting. I was looking at all of the games that we've done now. You look at 9 games, you have a chance to actually see 18 different teams if you could, right?
Right.
We've seen 15 different teams in 9 weeks in 5 different conferences. So very proud of the fact that we've been able to really showcase a lot of the talent here in the Fox Valley, Green Bay area, Appleton. We've done an Oshkosh school. We've done Fond du Lac a couple times. So up and down here, Highway 41. And I guess you could say 29 too now with us showcasing Shawano. So see if we continue that trend, or if we're going to, you know how the playoffs go, Ricardo, will kind of zero in, all right, as you march into levels 3 and 4. I know you're not allowed to say levels anymore.
First round, second round, quarterfinal, semifinal.
Right?
3rd and 8. Mears, and again, this FVL offense has really overcome all the challenges put in front of it on this drive.
They've held the ball a long time today, too, as Mears going to his left and nearly intercepted. Boy, good job by 87 for the Hawks. Adam Cuttinger breaking that up. So 4th down, the Foxes will go for it. Reeder with the intended receiver on that play. Kind of interesting. You look at the Bay Conference, they've got crossover games, right, with the Northeastern Conference. We know FVL for years was in the Northeastern with the Little Chutes and the Freedoms of the world, Wrightstown. Now in the Bay Conference, they were supposed to be in the Bay last year, but we all know what happened last year with the fall season as Mears trying to set up a screen again, floats it, intercepted. And that was number 24, Andrew Pop, reading it the entire way over the middle of the field, just came in last second, got it. And there's your first turnover of the game. Hawks in control, up 14-zip.
And Brett, I believe that was the 19th play of that drive that started.
That was a 19-play drive?
Yeah, at the 5. And that started with just over 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. And right now, there's 8:25 left. So, whew.
Wow.
Ball's going to be at the 34.
Boy, a chance now for Shawano to really take command of this game. Up 14 and in an offense that's been clicking. Let's see what Carson Pop has in store for this one. That's Urchie, watch out. Talking about getting through to the second level. Nice run by Caden Urchie, 6 feet, 170-pound senior running back.
Ball here at 27, Caden Urchie.
Yeah, 7-yard gain for him.
7-yard gain.
Carson, according to what I read, looking at some Shawano articles online, Carson Pop played wide receiver for the Hawks last season. Andrew spent last season playing solely on the defensive side. Now, the article I read mentioned that they were cousins. There's a little pump fake. He's open. Nope. Well, he's floating it. Got it. Beautiful throw.
We have a flag down, Brett, and it's coming back.
It is coming back. Ooh, and that was that number 9 or number 8. Lowney, I think, really took a shot there, and he's getting back up. But it is coming back.
Boy, and if FVL ever needed a break, it was that one right there, BC. Ball will be placed now at the 28.
Ball be taken back to the Shawano
So second
28
down
yard
and
line.
16 or so.
Remains second down.
Now here's a chance for FVL, Brett, to take advantage of this penalty and maybe force a 3 and out. Your offense has been able to move the ball, albeit in a very, I don't want to say lethargic, but a very couple yards in a cloud of dust, and I guess in terms of, I don't have another way to describe it, but it took 19 plays to go, 60 yards?
Yeah.
So,
Well, even though that one is coming back, that's something that you pocket, right? If you're the play caller on the Shawano side, okay, we got that, and maybe we'll bring it out again down the line. Good run, though, on second down by number 27, Caden Urchie. Shawano coach Alan Tamau has been guiding the Hawks since the 2013 season. Tamau is a Shawano High School graduate. Ricardo also played wide receiver during his football days with the Hawks, and he played collegiately at Winona State, doing a good job over there. Taking the Hawks, I think, to the playoffs at least a couple times, and
From the 36-yard line,
pretty good season last fall. They were one of the teams that did play in the fall season. Third down for Carson Pop as he's waiting for the snap. He's got it, looking downfield. He's got time, fires across, and that's a nice little catch by number 25, Ashton Henning. And boy, you can see that offense, just that a lot of firepower. I mean, he can go a lot of different spots, and that was a good, strong throw.
just stresses a defense.
Well, he's going at the wide side of the field too. That's a long throw. You're looking at Carson Pop. He's hit the 200-yard mark 5 times and the 300 mark once this season.
Brett, he's 3 for 3 for 127 yards tonight.
Yeah, he's on his way to another 200-yard game. Let's see what he does here. Got it, and that is to Andrew Pop, looking for some space. But Carson Pop's top passing effort came in a Week 2 victory over Marinette. He threw for 373 yards and 4 touchdowns that night on 14 of 19 passing. And he opened the season with passing totals of 222 yards, 373 yards, 273 yards, and then 261 yards. Not a bad 4-game stretch to open the season. Prolific, and you can see why his passing yardage totals one of the tops in the state. There's a little slant inside, dropped it.
Classic looking before he caught it.
Elliot Lowney, yep. Ashton Henning, again, one of the top receiving totals in the state. His top game this season also came in Week 2 against Marinette. 7 catches, 7 receptions, 216 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He then followed that up, Ricardo, with a 12-catch, 174-yard, 2-touchdown performance in a Week 3 victory over New London. Also had a 10-catch night against Wapaka in Week 5, so they're going to get offsides, I think, on the Foxes. So we're seeing some good offense here, if you like the passing game, out of this Shawano unit right now.
See if we can track down some of these other scores. End of the first quarter, Brilliant leads Kohler, Sheboygan Lutheran Catholic 7-6.
It'll be 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 after that penalty for the Hawks, up 14-zip as we look at our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard.
Kimberly up 7-3 over Kaukauna, Brett. That's another interesting game going on in the FVA.
Tricky little game for the paper makers, right? There's a handoff to Andrew Pop. He's got some space. Finally runs into number 10 for the Foxes. Liam Hyges bringing Pop down, but not before the Hawks move the chains. First down, and Hawks humming right now, looking to add on to a 2-touchdown lead. Ball at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, 5 carries. 34 yards for Pop.
Fox's defense in need of a turnover right now.
Very good balanced production for Shawano. They're doing it on the ground and through the air, getting big chunks through the air, Brett. And, of course, their defense really shutting down FVL.
There's Andrew Pop looking to bounce it outside. He does, and kind of pushes his way inside the 25, a couple yards shy of the first down. Kind of looking at this Shawano team, Ricardo, and wondering why they're 3-5 and 2-4 in the league.
Yeah.
Good-looking team. If they had
7
some injuries maybe this year. Or
7-yard gain. 6 carries, 41 yards again for Pop, but they look a lot better than what their record shows for sure. Boy, that's a bubble team no one wants to play.
I was just going to say, they look like they could be a pretty scary matchup in the playoffs if they can somehow get in. As Pop fires. Oh, nice catch. Shoestring catch, Ricardo. That was clean. I had it in my binoculars. I think that's number 8, Lowney.
Number 8, Lowney.
And the Hawks on the move as the clock continues to run. Under 5 minutes to play in this first quarter. Ball inside the 20 at the, 18?
Yeah, 5-yard gain. Again, Pop 4 for 5, 132 yards passing.
Oh, boy. Wow, look at this. He's in. Urchie.
He is quick.
Is that an 18-yard run?
Left side. Number 27, Hayden Urchie.
Woo.
Play on the play.
Oh, watch out. It's coming back. A hold.
Holding, Shawano.
So we'll readjust that Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Maybe that's why there was such a big lane on that outside, wide open. So a big break for that Hawks or that Fox's defense.
I know Appleton North is ahead 21-0.
Who are they playing tonight?
I don't know who they're playing because they never put down who the score is.
I noticed that.
That's really annoying.
Well, I know it was East and Neenah, Kimberly Kaukauna, West. I think it must be Oshkosh North, right? Because Oshkosh West and Fondy play. So that's your 8 teams. So it must be Oshkosh North then. Yeah, Appleton North, boy, they're going to be dangerous as well.
First down and 21 at the 29.
Lowney looking for some space near side, and pretty good pursuit by that Fox's defense there.
Elliot Lowney. Pushed out of bounds by number 3, Owen Gerhardt.
Yeah, Shawano has qualified for postseason play. Now we're talking full seasons, right? Do you count really last year what we saw in the fall?
I mean, technically we should, but I don't.
I say full season. 4 times in program history. Both FVL and Shawano went 2-0 in last fall's modified playoff structure. Again, both these teams were able to play a fall season. Foxes earned a forfeit victory over Wapaka in the first round, then topped Kewaskum in the second round to finish 5-5 overall. Hawks down Marinette and Seymour to finish 6-3. That's a nice season for the Hawks. Going 6-3 with all the challenges almost intercepted.
Number 8, Lowney.
Lowney, the intended receiver, but it looks like number 50 for the Foxes, Ethan Melzo, the junior linebacker, getting in on that pass breakup. FVL, looking back to last season, they actually faced and lost to Racine Lutheran as a makeup for the game that was a forfeit against Wapaka. So that didn't technically count. Then the Foxes going on to take on Kewaskum there in the second round. Remember, there were just 2 levels last year in the playoffs. That really is not even a playoff, what was it? It was just 2 additional games. There were some brackets, I guess. Pop fires, and there's some space. I think he might get the first down. Fine. Yeah, he does. He dives. Ashton Henning with the catch. Little crosser underneath, and a good read by Pop. Did he get the first down?
I think he's short.
Just shy. So was this 3rd or 4th down now coming up?
4th down. Should be 4th down and 1.
4th and 1. Ball, at the 9?
Yes.
4th and 1 from the 9.
Carson Pop hands it to Andrew Pop, and he's got the first down.
Up the middle, 24, Andrew Pop.
Definitely at the 8-yard line. So 1st and goal now coming up all at the 8.
5-0, Ethan Melso.
7 carries and 42 yards for Andrew Pop.
Boy, look at this. You see this clock under 2.5 to go. And a big opportunity here for the Hawks.
What is going on with the clock? It like stalls a little
I
bit.
noticed that too. And we're going to get a timeout, I believe, by Shawano. Let's see.
No, it's by
No, it's
FVL.
by FVL.
Foxes.
See if I can get some of these other scores out, Brett.
Yeah, and as you're looking for some scores again, our digital subscription deal, full access, any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites, including the Post Crescent and the Press Gazette, 6 months for $1. Please, folks, support local journalism. That also includes all of these live streams. We've got a great slate of live streams coming up next week, Ricardo. We've got Clubhouse Live on Monday. On Wednesday, Rosie and I are real busy. We have a Help Wanted. It's part of our Help Wanted series. We're going to be at UW Green Bay for a town hall at that, noon to 1 on Wednesday, so tune in for that. And then that night we have the Varsity Roundtable show, and then we're going to have a first-round playoff game next Friday. So 4 different streams, a bunch of live programming. So that $1 actually goes to subsidize this and so much other great journalism that our reporters are handling right now.
Well, we got first and goal to goal from the 8, Brett, with 2:11 left in the first half.
Toss to Zet Urchi, looking to get around. Good pursuit by the Foxes.
27 ball carrier, Caden Urchi.
54, Sawyer Fett, and number 9, Caven
Brett, that's a loss.
Dauberstein.
That's a loss of 3.
There on the tackle, yeah. Fett, a junior defensive lineman. Dauberstein, a junior defensive back.
Boy, if FVL ever needed a defensive stand, this would be it right here to close out this first half.
Second and goal from the 10.
Now, how long have the Hawks had the ball? Do you know when they started this drive?
8 minutes, 25 seconds left.
Wow. And Pop in no rush. I wonder if they're going to call a timeout here maybe. Let's see. He's waiting for the official behind the goalpost to start counting down the play clock. And Pop now with the handoff. He's going to fake it, go left, and is it caught?
It is.
What a throw and what a catch
Hawks pass complete to 25.
to Ashton Henning from 11 yards out.
Touchdown, Shawano.
Boy, he put that on a spot. That's Henning's second catch of the night. Pop's third touchdown pass.
Brett, he's 6 of 8 for 160 yards.
He's only thrown 8 times? Wow.
Into attempt, yes, support number 8, Elliott Lowney.
Brett, in another score here, Kokona up 10-7 over Kimberly on a Carson Sipple touchdown catch.
Oh, boy. Well, we talked about that on the R&B Show podcast about the Ghost. That would be a signature win if they could get it. Really take them into the playoffs on a high note. We'll see what happens there. We knew that was going to be tricky for Kimberly as well. Kakana has, I don't know if I want to say closed the gap, but they've certainly got a program now that is formidable and could make some noise in the playoffs. They've got athletes on that roster as well. Same as Shawano's. We look at our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. 21-0 the Hawks. Coming here on senior night, Foxes with a chance to clinch a share of the Bay Conference Championship. Down 3 scores, 2 touchdown passes from Carson Pop to Ashton Henning, 36 and now 11 yards. And, of course, the very first play of the game, the 71-yard screen connection between Pop and number 8, Elliott Lowney. That's where we're at, 21-0, the lead for the Hawks again as we look at our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Got to be surprised here, aren't you?
I am. So that was a 15-play and 66-yard drive.
That was 15 plays?
Yeah, I'm trying to count this up again.
Too many people on the Wi-Fi tonight.
14 plays.
66 yards.
14 plays, 66 yards. Incredible. And again, it started at 8:25, so it took off 7+ minutes.
Was that off the turnover as well?
That was off the interception.
Yeah.
Fox's kick return 87, Zach Johnson. Flag on the play.
Again, folks, stick with us throughout halftime. We've got things coming up to promote, and we can talk about the playoffs and how that's all going to be unveiled by the WIAA later tonight and into the early morning hours.
Kimberly up now 14-10 with 7:08 left in the first half, Brett. Colin Oberman, second rushing touchdown for Kimberly. Again, our guy Jordan Jacobson over there.
I wonder if is Caden Pendleton back for the Papermakers at quarterback?
That's
or
a good
is
question.
Seth Myron still playing? Remember, we streamed that Week 7 game against Fond du Lac, and Pendleton got hurt late in that game. I think
And
it was a foot or an ankle or something.
And Noah Hoffman just returned the ensuing kickoff for a touchdown.
Oh, my
Now
goodness.
Kokona's back ahead 17-14.
Wow. Kimberly's had some tough games. Now, last week against Neenah was a tough win, but they got it, took over, and ended up winning, I guess, handily, but certainly pushed for a while. And the Ghost, that's in Kokona, too. The Ghost giving the Papermakers everything they can handle. Papermakers with a chance to wrap up the outright Fox Valley Association Championship. What are they ranked second in the AP poll or third? I can't recall. I know Franklin's number 1 in the large schools.
I know I voted Kimberly first.
They might be tied. It might be Kimberly and Sun Prairie maybe tied for second in the AP state poll.
That sounds like a great game going on over there.
Kimberly, Ricardo, if they somehow lose and Appleton North wins, then what? Papermakers and the Lightning tie for the FVA championship. That's
and
taken
again,
at the 10.
that's another thing to add into that computer.
Yeah. Well, the head-to-head, though, Kimberly beating Appleton North.
Yeah, but either way,
Return out to the 40-yard line.
I picture the big computer kind of like the HAL 9000 from
Yeah.
2001.
50-50 West Beaver.
No, I actually picture Doc from Back to the Future kind of pulling levers and hitting buttons. And
Jordan said it is Caden Pendleton back at QB.
okay.
First and 10 Foxes.
That's
Well,
a big lift for Kimberly, though.
It is, and I don't doubt that the Papermakers are going to score a few more times tonight. That's a pretty tough offense. Great receivers and Winnick and Polakowski, and then, of course, the running back tandem with Oberman and Blake Berry. Good offensive line. Good fullback and Decant, and, of course, Pendleton at quarterback. They're going to put up a lot of points. Question is, can special teams tonight and the defense shore some things up? But we saw Kokona in Week 1 against that Shawano. They really took it to the Jaguars that night, and we were impressed with the athleticism that Coach Binsfield has going. At Kokona's Drew Mears dives across the 50-yard line, and it's a first down, and the Foxes will take a second timeout. So one timeout remaining for the Foxes with 18 seconds to go here in the half. Now you're at the, 49-yard line, we'll say officially. They got an offense, too, and we're just, it wouldn't surprise me to see Mears hook up with one of his many targets on a deep throw.
I remember FVL gets the ball back to start the second half.
All right, one final reminder, back by popular demand, the FVL football pancake feed and silent auction will be this upcoming Sunday.
I got to give it up to the grounds crew here,
It
whoever
looks
takes
beautiful.
care of the field.
I was actually noticing that, too.
Yeah, it's even really more noticeable when you come in and it's there's still some daylight. And I was talking to one of the guys up here in the press box who was helping us with the connection, the IT stuff. And I think this might be the nicest grass field I've seen all season.
Yes.
Now we don't see a lot. A lot of these facilities have turf, but this is really, really well maintained and well striped. As Mears going downfield.
He pulled it down. I think
that's a catch, and it is. Mears to number 9. Kevin Doberstein, I'm sorry. And we got another timeout. I think the Foxes have to burn their final timeout of the half. And there, what we were just saying, you take a shot downfield with one of these weapons that Mears has. Doberstein, the junior wide receiver, making a tough catch against the sideline with tight coverage. And now Mears has, 10 seconds And at least, 2, maybe even 3 plays to try to get this into the end zone. Ball at the 16-yard line. Heck of a throw, heck of a catch.
Yeah, 10 of 18 for 123 yards is Mears. He also has the 1 pick. Again, FVL hasn't, look, they haven't had many big chunk plays, but they have moved it methodically down the field, Brett. It's just a matter of them finishing.
Yeah, the scoreboard's off right now, so the clock is out.
Boy.
So I'm not sure what's going on there. There's somebody.
There was 18 seconds left.
And now 10 is what I saw.
10,
with,
yes.
With this play coming up.
And the officials will keep track on the field. You think that FVL, unless they're going to try a field goal.
They're getting the clock and the scoreboard fired back up again. There it is.
I'm sorry, folks. I tripped over the extension cord.
Did somebody pull the plug back?
Yeah. Darn cats in here.
What do you think? At least 2 plays, right, with 10 seconds to go?
Yes. I say take shots into the end zone.
Yep, Mears, he's looking. He's pressured. He's going to fire deep or high ball or high pointing
Nice
it. And there's an pass interference
wow, okay.
with 3 seconds left.
Well, Brett, that moves at 15 yards. Remember, it's not a spot foul. So they would have it then at the 1. Is that how it goes, or would it be half the distance?
Not sure. We're going to find out. Bennett Reeder, the intended target. And again, Mears just rainbowing it, putting it up for his receiver to fight for it. But pass interference will be the call. Where are they going to spot it?
I think if it's within the 20, do they do half the distance? I don't know. Oh, boy, because if they get it at the 1, Brett. Whoa.
3 seconds.
Well, they are counting it off. It is going to be half the distance.
So what do you do here? Do you kick it, or they're going to go for it, aren't they, with 3 seconds to go?
Well, I think with down 21-0, I think you got to go for it.
So ball at the 8. 3 seconds to go.
Brett, what's the call here, my friend?
Well, it's going to be, Shawano wants to talk things over and then make sure that they don't give up a late touchdown because, as you said, Ricardo, this could be a big moment. You get a touchdown and the ball to start the second half. All of a sudden, you think you're in command, and then the Foxes could put 2 scores on the board and make this a game.
And again, this all was started because of the big 33-yard. Now, where did my sheet go?
You're all over the place.
I don't know where my sheet went.
You got frazzled when the scoreboard went out.
I'm looking for my FVL. I had my roster right here, right next to my big bag of Skittles. Here we go. And I think, Brett, that it was sparked this entire situation, having a first down goal-to-goal at 8 by the 33-yard catch from Mears to Flink. Is that who I had? Number 9 catching that?
Doberstein.
Oh, it was Doberstein. Never mind. Let me see where his number is.
Number 9.
9, yes. Kevin Doberstein, 6 foot, 153 yards. So, my goodness. If FVL can get this touchdown, this is a whole new ball game.
Well, absolutely. We'll see. I got a text from John Yoke, our guy at Neenah. Rockets up 22-zip over Appleton East right now. Mears, last play of the half. He's going to be brought down. No, he's still fighting, but finally wrestled down in a sack.
That's big number 72. We've called his name before, Paquette.
Now, it says 2 seconds left on the clock, but there's no way that was a 1 second play. So they're going to wind it down, and that is where we are.
Halftime, your score, Shawano 21.
Big opportunity missed by FVL. We'll see what they can do to start that second half.
That was a fun half of football, at least from our vantage point. Not so much if you're a Foxes fan, but hey, it's halftime here at Fox Valley Lutheran, and as you can see by taking a quick look at our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard, shows the Hawks leading the Foxes 21-zip. We'll talk more about tonight's game, right, and what we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin after this short break. Welcome back to Fox Valley Lutheran High
Wait,
School.
are you sure this isn't Lollapalooza?
I'm not sure what we got here, but they're dancing to it. And again, we look at our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. The Hawks leading the Foxes 21-zip. Again, thank you to our sponsor, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email at Cooney's, Cooneys, 0922 at sbcglobal.net. Let's take another short break. Rosie, cue up the USA Today Sports Plus ad, and we'll talk about that here in a moment as well. We are back at Fox Valley Lutheran High School. Hey, Wisconsin, USA Today Sports Plus is the new sports app that puts the fans first. Get the latest scores, stats, and standings, and enjoy interactive experiences with our award-winning sports writers. Download USA Today Sports Plus from the Apple or Google Play stores today. USA Today Sports Plus, Ricardo Fanharder.
Hey, an updated score, Wisconsin Rapids 24, Appleton West 7. That's from our guy, Dan Husso.
There you go.
See if we can get some of these other scores here.
Ladies and gentlemen, continuing our
Again,
senior
Kaukauna
night here.
leading Kimberly 17-14. That's the
track,
last
we
we
have
heard.
four
Xavier
senior
leading Winneconne 7-0.
There you go. A game of interest to the folks watching this one.
Yeah, that's after the first half, I believe.
For the continued support of the cheer squad.
And
Please put your hands
halftime,
together.
Brilliant up
Recognize
7-6 over
tonight.
Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran Catholic.
Honors.
Wait, I am sorry. Update to that Kimberly game. Colin Oberman scores his third touchdown of the game, 21-17 with 4:05 left at the half. Kimberly is ahead of Kaukauna again, 21-17.
Oberman really on a stretch, isn't he? He's really emerged as one of the top running backs in the area.
And I know they kind of have a 1-2 punch thing going, but Oberman's clearly
he's
the
kind of taken over a little bit. Blake Berry, really nice change of pace, and he's going to be fun to watch as well moving forward. But Oberman, not only that, but doing things special teams wise too. I know he's a very good return man. He's got a lot of speed as well. So Ricardo, let me talk about Clubhouse Live, if you don't mind. That is our weekly Green Bay Packers show. Takes place Mondays at 6:30 from the Clubhouse Sports Pub and Grill inside the Paper Valley Hotel in downtown Appleton. I co-host it. Ricardo here, who's a Bears fan, can you believe it or not? He co-hosts the show. But the star of the show, of course, is Green Bay Packers wide receiver Alan Lazard.
Great guy.
He's back for a second season. Last year we did it virtually for obvious reasons, but it's good to be back inside the clubhouse once again. The cool thing about Clubhouse is our co-host always brings a teammate guest, and Alan Lazard this coming Monday, you got to love it. It's offensive line night. Elton Jenkins, the Pro Bowl offensive lineman, can play pretty much any position.
I thought you were going to say Elton John there.
Not Elton John, Elton Jenkins. There's the graphic that Rosie put together.
Now, is that me in the back?
That's you in the back.
Why am I always in the back?
That's me on the left, Alan on the right, and of course all the fans are called the Lizard Legion.
By
Rosie
the way,
put that together.
Geico, do not sue us. That is not the Geico Lizard.
It is not. But Elton Jenkins, the soon-to-be all-pro offensive lineman, hopefully he'll be ready to go for Sunday. He's been practicing this week, been out with an ankle injury against Ricardo's Bears. If by chance,
I'm just remarking to you, Brett, that I see a Cordell Stewart.
Oh, okay.
I
didn't know.
See
yeah,
it? That's a throwback Pittsburgh
Slash.
Steelers. Yes, from the mid '90s. Okay, I'm sorry, Brett. Go
no,
on.
that's okay. But it is Packers-Bears week, so if the Packers were to win the game, then Ricardo has to wear a cheese head.
Yes, and then I have the Peyton jersey in case the Bears win.
Yep.
For you to wear.
Stop by the clubhouse. It's free. It's first come, first seated.
I mean, Jenkins is a great player, great guy. He was on our show last year.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun show, and you never know what offensive lineman. They're a little different personalities. When you got to be when you play offensive line. It's usually a pretty fun-loving show, and of course it's kind of Halloween season on top of that, so it should be a good time. Stop by at 6:30. It's a live show. If you can't make it though, you can watch live online at any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites, including postcrescent.com, greenbaypressgazette.com, all of our Facebook pages, our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. There's also clubhouselive.com, facebook.com/Packers News, and give our show a like on facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. There's many ways and opportunities to watch the show, and you can even chime in to ask real-time questions. By the way, we give away some cool prizes too. Autographed photos. We're giving away bobbleheads from Bobbles Galore, one of our sponsors. We just gave away an ultimate tailgate party. You can start registering for that. And then word has it that soon we will be have the opportunity to give away maybe a set of Packers tickets as well. So that should be fun when the time comes. So that's Monday. And then Wednesday, we have a busy day with the podcast and Varsity Roundtable, Ricardo.
That's true, and let's talk about Varsity Roundtable a little bit. This past week, we had the Kaukauna boys volleyball team on. Great show. The third week, we've had volleyball-centered shows.
You might have to get the Kimberly girls volleyball team.
Yeah,
Aren't they the conference champs?
Yes,
now?
they are the conference champs. Second, this past, or I would say 2 weeks ago, we had Luxembourg Casco, and then the initial guest of the Varsity Roundtable, Appleton North Girls Volleyball. Maybe I should have Kimberly on.
They're the champs.
I might do that. They're the champs of the Fox Valley Association. Brett, I just had a little bit of a tickle there in the throat. Had to take some water. But every Wednesday, 7 o'clock, we're just glad to have the show back and running because, it was a long 18 months without us having the show.
Well,
now it's back every Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Earlier in the day on Wednesday and sometimes on Tuesday, depending on which version of the show we do. We have the R&B Show podcast. Please check that out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, the only podcast dedicated to high school sports in the Fox Valley. We also talk pro stuff, though, too.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to hear Brett and I thoughts on the Packers, the Brewers. Really good talk this past Wednesday. We're lamenting, well, you guys were lamenting the fact that the Brewers season came to a unceremonious end. Does it hurt also to see the Dodgers move on, beating the Giants?
Did you watch that game last night?
I did, yeah. And
your thought on that check swing there at the end of the game?
First off, it was not a check swing. I mean,
he checked his swing.
He checked his swing. Yeah, it was not a strike.
No, not at all. Not even close.
And that is what I'm talking about. And I heard this a lot on talk radio, and I have to agree with some of the talking heads, Brett. You can't have those two teams meeting in the divisional round.
You
just can't.
That was the championship series right there.
The Dodgers should not have had to been playing the Cardinals in the wild card. I mean, I don't know, can you improve some certain things? Do you reseed right after everyone qualifies for the playoffs? I don't know. It should be those two teams playing in the NL championship series. It's unfortunate. But but we were talking about the Brewers specifically, and we felt, and I had to agree, as a Cardinals fan, I had to agree, the Brewers, it should not have happened. I don't know what happened to the offense. We talk about it at length, so please check that out. I thought, Brett, you had some good takes on that as well, and I know Rosie, it hurts Rosie because Rosie's a big Brewers fan.
Well, there's going to be some changes in the offseason to the coaching staff.
There's already some changes to the Cardinals coaching staff
as
well.
I would be surprised if there's not a change with the hitting coach and that sort of thing. You just have to do that when – but David Stearns had his end of the season news conference today. And
you guys are sick of Counsell, though, right? He's got to go.
No, well, we'll keep Greg Counsell.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's a pretty darn good manager.
I'd love to see him.
Yeah, I think that David Stearns kind of suggested that the offensive slump's not acceptable, and we'll see what happens because of that. But real quick though, you talk about the Giants and the Dodgers before you move on. That's an anomaly though. We hear this sometimes in football too, when a sub 500 team gets a home game because they are the division champions.
But don't you agree
I don't know
that
if you have
someone
to
who wins a lousy division like Atlanta, right? You really think they should be hosting? I don't know.
I know what you're saying because you see it sometimes in the NBA too. But the NFL, you see all four divisions get a home game, and then it's the wild card after that.
I think it should be reseeded. I think all other sports entities do it. I think that should be done too. Especially with the addition of the other wild card.
I guess the NBA is conference, isn't it? Conference standings, yeah. So
I know it's just unfortunate. But believe me, I have no love for either team.
But both 106 for the Giants, 107 for the Giants, 106 for the Dodgers. I mean, yeah, those are. To win 106 games and not win the division is nuts.
Your season should not be ending in the divisional round, in my opinion.
No, it shouldn't.
When you win that many games, and all the teams have to play each other. It's not like one team has an advantage over the other.
But that was a poor call by the umpire there.
Yes.
Wasn't even remotely close to a check swing. The Giants had a runner on first base. Scherzer probably finishes off the batter anyway, but you'd never know.
We'll never know, I guess, now.
What if he put a charge into one? It just could happen.
Boy, this gets us amped up, man, talking about that stuff. But
anyway.
We talked about that, so please check out the R&B Show podcast. We talk about everything, but really centered on high school sports for the first 30 minutes or so. Also, this next week, we started it last week with the R&B Show one-on-one, where I kind of go in depth with a sports personality from the area. It was Bruce Moriarty, the legendary Hall of Fame coach from Neenah, who stopped by and was our guinea pig, I guess. So he came on and gave a very nice interview with us, 30-plus minutes, expecting the same thing this Wednesday. Who is it going to be? Well, I hope to get that finalized either Monday or Tuesday, and we'll hopefully.
Got some ideas?
I have some really good ideas. It just depends if they're going to be able to come in. You know, this is where me and Rosie, and I hate putting Rosie on the spot, we're going to have to be a little flexible with some of these athletes. Now, I have talked to a few athletes about possibly being on in now. It's going to be kind of different because most athletes aren't as well versed as coaches, don't have that kind of, sports experience. But if I find an athlete who kind of fits the bill, they might be on as well. I know I want to reach out to, say, a Danny Jansen if he's back in the area. Whenever Jordan McCabe is back in the area, possibly they can be. But those are the kind of sports personalities I'm trying to get as well, Brett. And also some legendary coaches. So you might maybe do I talk to a Lucky Wirtz, kind of something along down those lines. So please check it out. We plan to have that taped this week, that one-on-one R&B show.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Looking forward to that good spin-off of the R&B show podcast that runs every other week. And then Ricardo fills in the other 2 weeks with the R&B show one-on-one
Brett,
podcast.
You keep on talking. I'm gonna try to find some more scores here.
Well, and next Friday we will be doing that takes us to our game of the week, our varsity game of the week, prep football live stream, and we will be streaming a WIA first round playoff matchup and all 4 rounds of the postseason. Again, thanks to our playoff sponsor, Unison Credit Union. I just don't know where that's going to be right now. So I'll announce the game soon, hopefully by Monday, if not earlier, on my Twitter account. Give me a follow at PCBrettC, PCBRETTC. And folks, you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. But looking forward to 4 more weeks of high school live streams, football live streams, and then shortly thereafter, that takes us into November, guys. I know you hate it when I say it, Ricardo, but we're going to switch gears, and the high school basketball season tips off, and we're going to have a lot of opportunities, boys and girls sides. There are going to be some excellent teams, excellent players, excellent coaches, excellent programs, and looking forward to seeing a lot of good high school basketball action. We're going to try to get as many games as we can before we hit that holiday break. By the way, look at that. You see the Foxes mascot over there. I like it when high schools have actual mascots.
Love it.
Not enough have them.
The kids love them. The little kids love them.
Remember you said the Hawks for Xavier. There's a Hawk. There's a Marty Mustang for Little Shoot. They need to have somebody dressed up like that paper maker for Kimberly, like that Hornet or whatever, and just kind of walking around the stadium. So a lot of stuff coming up, and as I mentioned, next Wednesday from noon to 1 on postcrescent.com and greenbaypressgazette.com, our Facebook pages, our YouTube channel, and actually some other sites as well, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, Manitowoc, Sheboygan. We will be, Rosie and I will be part of a live stream, news side live stream, as in conjunction with our really well-reported Help Wanted series. And talking about, the employee shortage, businesses looking for workers. And
where's that going to be again? I'm sorry.
We're going to be at UW Green Bay in the Student Union in the theater, the Christie Theater. But that goes, that'll run from noon to 1 o'clock. So a busy day coming up on Wednesday for me and Rosie with a couple of live streams during the day, news side, and then, of course, Varsity Roundtable at night. But that's good. Better to be busy than bored, as I like to say. So a lot coming up. And a lot coming up. 24 more minutes until the regular season comes to an end.
It's going to be an interesting night. I can't wait. I'm actually going to be back in the office with one Mike Sherry. We're going to be taking in everything as it comes. Oh, that reminds me, Brett, I wanted to kind of give folks a lowdown.
Yeah. How
things are going to unfold. I know the WI.
I've got it here.
Oh, you do? Go ahead.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and read it.
We'll talk about it in the second half, too, as more people come aboard here and watch. But the projected playoff announcement timeline by the WIAA. The WIAA plans to release the 224 qualifying teams in all 7 divisions. Also, the 16 8-player qualifiers at midnight tonight.
Yes.
So midnight tonight, we'll kind of see all the qualifiers.
As well as 8-team.
And as
8-man.
8-team, will they have the groupings set at that time
Okay.
too? Am I taking it that the groupings will be set at that time, or just all the playoff qualifiers?
All the playoff qualifiers, then they have the groupings.
Well, from there, the plan is then to release all the brackets at 2 a.m. So the brackets are going to be out at 2 in the morning.
And the coaching objections and appeals right after.
Normally, in years past, they've announced like the groupings at night, Friday night, and then Saturday they have the seeding meetings, and then later.
Well, the groupings, and then exactly as you're saying it.
And then they seed the brackets. So then usually by late Saturday morning, early Saturday afternoon, we get the brackets, but not this time. This time, WIA says 2 a.m. is when those brackets are going to be released. Now, I'm going to be sleeping at that point.
I'll be there.
Are you going to be awake looking at all that stuff?
I plan to. And again, the computer will be figuring out everything. We don't know what system they're using. It's just some monolithic computer that'll be doing everything. What do you think about that, Rosie? Can you believe that? That's what we're getting. We got machines taking over. That's what John Connor warned us about on Terminator. John Connor.
Let me run down the first half scoring. A pair of touchdowns in the first quarter gave the Hawks a 14-0 lead. The first was the first play of the game, a screen pass, a 71-yard hookup from Carson Pop to number 8, Elliott Lowney, made it 7-0. Shawano, and then with 2:46 remaining in the quarter, another pass, this time the first of 2 hookups from Pop to number 25, Ashton Henning. That was a 36-yard hookup, made it 14-0 Shawano, and then one lonely touchdown there in the second half. Didn't come until late with 1:06 to play in the quarter. Pop and Henning connecting again on, I believe that was an 11-yard pass. That capped a 14-play, 66-yard drive, and that came also off of an interception by Shawano, and that's where we're at as we look at our Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. The Hawks up 21-0.
Skynet's taking over, Rosie. Liquid metal.
Foxes will get the ball to start this third quarter, and now's the time, right? If you're going to mount a comeback, you got to score here on this drive.
Absolutely, Brett. Imperative that they get a good drive here, and you need points.
Goes out of bounds, too.
Well, that will start them off, at the 35 or 40, I think, actually. So this will be good field position for the Foxes. Again, Foxes haven't had problems moving the ball, even if it's been methodically. It's finishing the drives. They finish these drives. Brett, it's a 21-10, 21-14 game right now.
Yeah, so they've proven they can move the ball, just got to punch it in and then tighten up that defense. Well, easier said than done against the Hawks. I don't know if you've got halftime stats and what they were able to put up, but Carson Pop and that passing attack was very, very impressive as the Foxes do get the ball to 35.
160 yards passing for Pop, over 200 yards of total offense for the Hawks.
Yeah, and now Pop over 2,000 yards passing on the season as mirrors right away to number 3, that is Owen Gerhardt. And what about 4 or 5 yards on that pickup? Looks like 4 yards. They'll spot it at the 39.
Second down and 6 for FVL. Mears looking to get his team into the end zone.
Yeah, and again, from our standpoint, from our understanding, fighting for a share of the Bay Conference Championship by the Foxes, Mears going to keep it a little quarterback draw. Do you think that was designed or was that a busted play? Hard to say, but he got a couple yards. The Hawks trying to become, a bubble team. Maybe they can somehow sneak into the postseason. There'll be some 3 and 4 under 500 conference teams, right, that do qualify.
A number of them. So they're not out of the woods yet. I mean, they'll be able to be in the consideration.
Here's a huge third down for Fox Valley Lutheran. 3rd and 4 for the Foxes, down 21-0. Mears has it. He's got time. Fires across, and where's forward progress? They're going to give it to him. That was a nice
right
catch.
At the 45.
Good concentration by number 87 on that catch, Zach Johnson, because he got hit quickly, but he knew where he needed to be. Knew the awareness, good awareness by Johnson to know where that first down stick was, and 1st and 10 for the Foxes. Sometimes you see those receivers flatten that route a little bit too much, and they're a yard shy. He knew where the first down marker was and set himself up for the catch. Mears quickly out again. There's 87, Zach Johnson, 2nd straight catch. And one way to kind of combat some of that pressure that the Foxes have faced, and Mears, there's been a pass rush. Get that ball out quickly. Don't hold on to it. Maybe that is the play designed for Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers going against that Bears front. Get that ball out fast.
It helps. You know, it helps your offensive line, and if your receivers are in tune, it can be hard to stop, Brett.
Mm-hmm. Mears. Whoa.
Actually, it's smart. Brett, it's smart that Haggis, did I say that right, dropped that ball. If he had caught it, he might have been taken for a loss, Brett, because right now it's 3rd down and 1.
Oh, I think it was Hygis.
Hygis.
And I think it was that 21 who got a hand on it, though, Jacob Landon.
From the 46.
So 3rd and 1 coming up.
13 of 22 for 139 yards and the pick. That's Drew Mears thus far.
Let's see if Hygis, number 10, gets a touch here with 3rd and short. Good running back for the Foxes, and he does have it. Looking for space. He's got the first down.
Up the middle, number 10, Liam Hygis.
We have a player down. I hope not. Nope. Everybody's healthy. Good.
3-yard gain on the play. That's enough for an FVL. First down.
Ball's going to be placed right at the 44. About 2.5-yard gain. But more importantly for the Foxes, the drive continues. Just under 10 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Down 3 scores.
Fakes the toss. Mears finds a seam, and but Ricardo, there's a flag on the play. I see it there right by the 40-yard line. Wonder if there's a hold.
I tell you this, Shawano, their active front, has basically shut down the long game for FVL. Though I think this might be a flag against Shawano. Oh, nope, it is against FVL.
Yep, holding, so pushing the Foxes back. Yeah, that's a good point. But the quick rhythm stuff has been working for FVL. So let's see if they maybe turn to that as the ball now in FVL territory at the 49.
First down.
Looks like it'll be 1st and 18. For FVL, now they are in their own territory, right near the 50.
There's Hygis.
Has room.
Yeah, he's got a lot of room. And back in Shawano territory near the 35-yard line. I think they'll mark it at the 36. So a nice job by that run game and the run blocking up front. Make up for a lot of those lost yards on that holding call.
15 yards. Brett, ball will be placed at the 36. 2nd down and 3.
2nd and 2.
Mears going to keep it. That's definitely a design, and he's got the first down.
Drew Mears. Tackled by 24, 2 for Andrew Pop.
4-yard gain, 1st down, though, 32-yard line. Clock keeps running, under 9 minutes left now in the 3rd quarter. 21-0 lead for Shawano over Fox Valley Lutheran.
Mears, he's thrown for 200-plus yards 4 times this season. His top passing game, a 272-yard effort against Little Chute in Week 7. As Mears, good coverage downfield, and that's incomplete. Good job by number 25 there, Ashton Henning.
Pass incomplete. Intended for Philippi.
Pretty good coverage by these Hawks defenders a lot of the game.
Caden Urchie on the coverage.
Mears completed 26 of his 45 attempts against the Mustangs through 3 touchdowns, and the Foxes 22-21 win. FVL clinched the victory with a 2-point conversion pass, if you remember that. So Mears can light it up as well. Almost interception over the middle of the field off a bunch of fingertips.
That's got to be caught. I mean, Brett, those are the kind of plays that you have to make. Now you're looking at a 3rd and 10 situation. I know it's 4-down territory given the situation and where they're at, but I mean, you're talking about at least an 8-yard gain there. You're making it a 3rd and 2 situation. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Well, let's see. Let's see if maybe you get that quick rhythm stuff going again. And if you can't get the first down, certainly make it 4th and short. They're going to give it to Hygis. And that running game's been going well. Good job by 24, wrapping up Andrew Pop again. Hygis had a pretty full head of steam, but Pop wrapping up those those legs and getting by the ankles. So 4th and 6 maybe coming up for the Foxes?
Yeah, I think 4th and 6.
Ball at the 28-yard line. Big play.
It is. Nearing the 8-minute mark now in the third quarter. Drive has lasted 4 minutes.
Mears fires. Good pitch and catch. Yeah.
That is Brett, that was pretty good coverage.
Yeah. Gavin Philippon, the receiver. But he kind of did a good job sort of boxing out that defender as well and giving Mears a nice target. Mears knew where he wanted to go the entire way, and that's a big 4th down pickup, 1st and 10.
Yeah, needed 6, got 11. 1st down and 10 at the 18. So now, look, you got to score here.
You have to.
Can't have this peter out into nothing. You have to score a touchdown here.
Mears looking again, looking left, gonna float one
he
high,
has him.
and over the shoulder, he got it. No, he dropped it at the last second, but a flag flies.
Wonder if they're going to call interference, Brett.
Was that number 12, Bennett Reeder for the Foxes? Mears put it on a spot. It was pretty good coverage. It would have been a tough over-the-shoulder catch. Almost came down with it. And a pass interference penalty. Is that the call against Shawano?
So is this, again, half the distance, I'm guessing?
That
kind of the situation we had over here, Brett. Now, how much does that missed touchdown over here really hurt them?
Yeah. So
Ball's
going to be at the 9.
Yeah.
1st down. And you can still get the 1st down. Was it 1st and 1 at the 9? That was a nice throw, though.
It
would
was.
have been a really tough over-the-shoulder grab, but Mears putting it where it needed to be, and a great opportunity for the Foxes as High just looking for some space.
Up the middle, Liam Hygis.
Pop number 24 and then number 21, Riley Siegfried, the senior, both combining on that.
1st down, goal to goal at the 6, Brett. Or maybe it's at the 7, actually. So a 2-yard gain.
7-yard line, 1st and goal, Foxes.
Four receivers set.
Mears looking. Whoa, intercepted in the end zone. Not sure what happened there. And down the far sideline, finally taken out of bounds. I think that's number 87, Adam Cunninger. An interception in the end zone.
Interception, Shawano, 87, Adam Cunninger.
Brett, you know what Mears did was he was rolling to his left a little bit and threw back. And Cunninger did a great job of locating the ball, intercepting it, and then taking it out for a nice return, Brett. I mean, where is this? And I think, is that a late hit?
Are they attacking on more after that?
I'm not sure. I just saw that there was a flag thrown at the end.
What a big interception there. Mears
maybe it was holding. Okay, because I see them marking that way back there.
Okay.
Way back at the 20, just outside the 20.
But his second pick of the night. Shawano turned the first into a long touchdown drive and a great opportunity now for the Hawks. They got that big stop with the turnover to almost put this game away if they can put another touchdown on the board. What a big interception by Cunninger, the junior, number 87 for the Hawks. He was right there.
Again, Brett, 15-play drive for FVL that ends with nothing.
Ball at the 37-yard line for the Hawks.
I add up some of these other drives that they've had.
FVL, Ricardo, has been close a couple times to getting this into the end zone.
They had a 13-play drive in the first quarter.
And some missed opportunities for the Foxes here as now Carson Pop swings it over to number 8. That's Lowney.
There's a hold. But, Brett, okay, so that was a 15-play drive that they just had and an interception. They had an 18-play drive that ended in an interception, remember, in the second quarter, and then a 13-play drive, their first drive, the first quarter. Again, all these, and 2 ended in turnovers, and the other stalled right at the 21.
So I think that if I've added it up, I was at 46 total plays with no points, but a lot of yards.
Yes.
but two big interceptions. But you think about the end of the first half too.
Yeah, and then that was a five-play drive that ended at the 8 with no points.
Yeah, so a chance, really good opportunities here. The last two drives for the Foxes to have 14 points on the board. Nothing to show for. A lot of offensive production, but big interception, and Cuttinger with the big interception in the end zone. 27 on the carry. That's Caden Urchie. And now it's time. The FVL needs, the penalty helps when you get a holding call and move Shawano back. But this is the time the Foxes have to get off the field quickly. We're halfway through the third quarter. And the urgency, right? I mean, you're playing for a share of the Bay Conference Championship.
Shawano, of course, wanting to get on that playoff bubble, and I can't see. To me, they're a playoff team.
Yeah, they certainly look the part, don't they? We'll talk about some of their losses, and they've been some close losses. Pop going downfield. Got him. Wow, that's Lowney wide open down the field using his speed, and he's going to go into the end zone. Is that, 69 yards?
69 yards, and Brett, that was a great throw. Pop had time. He let that longer route develop, and then he put it pinpoint to his receiver. Just a phenomenal play. And Lowney, again, another long touchdown for him, one of 71 yards, one of 69 yards. And Brett, Shawano might have put this one out of reach.
They might, and that's the 4th touchdown pass of the night for Carson Pop. The second, as you mentioned, Ricardo, to Elliot Lowney. Boy, showing his speed when he got that, too. As we saw in the first play of the game, the 71-yard screen pass that he took down the far sideline into the end zone. Seen it here again. Kick is through.
Extra point is good.
And as we look at our Cooney's embroidery and sportswear scoreboard, how about this? The Hawks, 28. The Foxes, nothing. Another touchdown, Ricardo, coming off of an interception.
Updating my Twitter account, you can follow me at PC Ricardo, Brett at PC Brettsy, and Rosie at Metal Rosie.
You can hear we're right next to the Shawano coaches. They're in a good mood, understandably.
End of the third quarter, Brilliant up over Kohler, Sheboygan Lutheran Catholic, 14-12. So, Brett, this is kind of how the first half started. First play, they took it 71 yards. Same connection for the touchdown. This one took the second play of the third quarter to start the half. And Carson with 4 touchdown passes, Brett. He's also 7 of 9 for 129 yards.
Hey, got a tweet from our friend Dane Dorn. He says, "You guys sound great in Shawano. Happy anniversary, Jeremy Klussman. See you guys Monday with the boys this time." Clubhouse Live. We're not in Shawano, by the way, Dane. We are in Appleton.
Yes, we are.
Unless he's watching in Shawano or something. Maybe he has some friends or family up there. Over there.
First and 10 Foxes.
Looking at the Hawks. 3 of we'll talk about here kind of their schedule as we see what Mears does here on this first play. That's a pitch and catch to Caven Doberstein. But you look at Shawano, they open the season with a 38-27 loss at Denmark. Not a bad loss because the Vikings are very good in the Northeastern Conference this year. Then back-to-back wins over Marinette and New London, and then they had a 4-game losing streak. Lost at Kingsford, Michigan, Ricardo, 45-18, then at Wapaka, 31-21, Xavier, 27-20, and then at Winneconne, 16-14. And look at this, good run by Hygis. So 3 of Shawano's losses in its recent 4-game losing streak were by 10 points or less. Close games. 2 were by 7 points or less, and 1 was by just 2 points.
Wow.
Takes the ball up to the 43-yard
So,
line. First and 10
couple
boxes.
breaks maybe, things go their way, and then they're not trying to get even on the bubble. They are a playoff team. Look at Fox Valley Lutheran has shown an ability to win close games. Now, obviously, this does not qualify as Mears going downfield. He's got him, and it is, near a great completion. Instead, that was number 25. Did Ashton Henning get his hand on that? Or
I think it might have been a little bit of Henning and also just a drop pass. Brett, that's the first time FVL's really gone deep.
Yeah, Doberstein, the intended receiver, was close. He had Henning beat by a couple of steps, just could not come up with it. But, yeah, FVL, the Foxes have 2 one-point victories and 1 2-point win on the season.
Fond du Lac's up over Oshkosh West 14-0. West playing for their postseason lives.
Yeah, boy, what happened to the Wildcats? They started out so strong in the FVA. Oh, intercepted again! And I think he might go back to is he into the end zone? And he is! That's Adam Cunninger again! His second interception in as many drives.
And Brett, that was about a 52-yard interception return.
Holy smokes, and we're going to have running clock here pending the PAT. How many yards did you say?
52 yards unofficially. Brett, that's a third pick for Mears. They've all been really, really critical ones, too. I mean, in many ways, because, Shawano has kind of picked up on their short passing game.
Ricardo,
Jump in the routes, things like that.
I've said it before, but the speed on this roster, I mean, right?
That linebacker took it back pretty quick.
He was moving, but all these guys can just motor. And
what number was that again?
That was 87.
Yeah.
So back-to-back, he ended the previous Fox's drive with the interception in the end zone, and now a pick six and blocked. So no running clock for the time being. It stays 34-0 Shawano as we look at our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard.
34.
We're not expecting this.
No.
Looking at the common opponents these two teams have played. Marinette, Wapaka, Xavier, Winneconne, Seymour, and New London. Marinette, both teams won. FVL 28-26, Shawano 40-14. Wapaka was a split. FVL won that one 35-34. Shawano lost that one 31-21. Both lost to Xavier. FVL fell to the Hawks. Xavier, that is, 21-7 in the Apple Bowl. Shawano lost 27-20. It was a split against Winneconne. FVL won that one 17-7, but Shawano lost 16-14. A split against Seymour. FVL lost 20-7. Shawano won 24-7. And then both teams beat New London. FVL winning that one over the Bulldogs 35-14, and Shawano won that one 26-16. So 34-0 the Hawks, as that one's taken from the 16-yard line. That's Doberstein. Awfully impressed with Seymour doing it kind of like we saw last week with Appleton North. Remember, we saw North take down Fond du Lac, handily scoring in all three phases: offense, defense, special teams. We've seen two of the phases on display here for Shawano. 4 touchdown passes for Carson Pope. Now the pick six by number 87, Adam Cunninger. 3 interceptions for this Hawks defense, 2 by Cuttinger, and the Hawks in complete command of this one as Mears hands off to Liam Hyges.
See if I can get some of these other scores here, Brett, from around the area. Kewanee 16, Southern Door 0. That's at the end of the third quarter. And
we got second down.
Now Kohler Sheboygan Lutheran Catholic leads 18-14 over Brillion. 10:48 left in the fourth.
Mears, and I think that is incomplete. So third down coming up.
That'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, for Reeder, 15 of 29. For Mears, I'm sorry, 15 of 29 for 158 yards. 3 picks, though.
Mears fires and brought down. Nice catch near the first down stick. I think you've got it. That's the number 3, Owen Gerhardt. And that is a first down for the Foxes. Fox Valley Lutheran, they're in the playoffs, right? No matter what, they're
Yes.
locked. But
yes, they would be
boy,
4-3 when they lose tonight.
this was an opportunity to gain a share of that Bay Conference title with either Xavier or Winneconne, at least how we see it. I don't know what all the tiebreakers and the crossover stuff with the Northeastern Conference means as Mears fires, and looks like that pass was a little bit behind Gerhardt. But certainly, I'm sure if you're Seth Yeager, the head coach, you're not the way you want to end the regular season and get ready for postseason play.
Luxembourg-Casco was up 14-7 over Denmark, by the way. That was about an hour ago,
It's a big game. I think Denmark could win what would clinch a share, right, with Luxembourg-Casco. That's a good rivalry between those two schools that goes back to the old Bay Conference. Mears looking and just could not hook up.
That is just frustrating. If you're at Fox Valley Lutheran, that's twice now
open
on deep passes that there hasn't been a connection, though there has been more than enough separation from the receiver on his defender.
Yeah, Bennett Reeder, the intended receiver there, the junior wideout, one of 3 captains, I should say, Mears, Bennett Reeder, and Connor Ruppel, also a senior wide receiver. And I see Eli Retzlaff and Jaden King, the other 2 captains. Mears, he's going to pull it down and take it himself, and that's going to set up a 4th down near midfield. It looks like officially they'll spot it at the FVL 49-yard line.
About 5-yard gain, so it brings up a 4th and 5. Obviously, they're going for it.
4th and 5.
Mears, again, off to his left, just cannot. Good pressure, though, Ricardo. The pressure got to him. 21, one of the guys there, Jacob Landon. Mears had to get rid of it and sooner than what he wanted. Looked like he was looking right. It was covered. Then the pressure got to him. He had to roll left. Frustrating night if you're Drew Mears in this offense. They've gotten drives going, as you said, long drives. Just can't.
18, 15, 13.
Yeah.
Those have been some of those drives.
Just can't finish them.
I think 4 times they've had the ball within the 28-yard line of Shawano. No points. Had 2 interceptions and then had the sack, remember, Brett? Turnover on downs and then a sack that ended the half.
So a chance for the Hawks to put another score on the board, and all of a sudden we'd have a running clock, and that one was dropped by number 8, Elliott Lowney.
2nd down.
FVL, we talked about the Foxes. They're in the postseason. They've qualified for WIAA postseason play in every full season since 2015. Of course, they've had some great runs, remember, back in the old WISA days. But the Foxes' best WIAA playoff run, as we see number 27, Caden Urchie on the carry. But their best WIAA playoff run came way back 20 years ago already in 2001.
The magical year.
Won the Division III state championship under coach and Wisconsin Football Coaches Association Hall of Famer Gene Strews, who also served as FVL's athletic director for 38 years. I wonder what Gene's doing these days.
Great guy.
Yeah, he was, or is. He is.
He was one of our first Varsity Roundtable guests, remember?
Yeah.
I think second, we had an FVL golfer be the first one, and then he was the second.
He gave me some good quotes and some good stories from my Mickey Crow book. He was the athletic director back then when Mickey Crow was doing his thing on the basketball court. JFK Prep would come to the old FVL down on Northland Avenue. It's now, I think, St. Joseph Middle School. But some good stories there. And he was actually, I remember remember we started live streaming high school games way back in 08 before anybody was doing this stuff. And I remember him kind of looking at us like, what do you want to do, when we asked if we could do some of those early games.
And I don't fault him for that.
No, and he was like, what is this? Is that Urchi with the carry?
He's going to get the first down.
Speed, and he might get a lot more than the first down. Finally brought out of bounds near the 20.
Was that a Statue of Liberty? I don't know what that was. It was like a delayed handoff. But it was a first down, as the ball will be marked at the 22. So, 19-yard gain.
But yeah, Gene, I remember kind of looking at us like, what is this called, and what are you doing? And now look at how common it is all over the place. But we were thankful he didn't say, get out of here. What are you doing here?
Is it safe to say we were trendsetters, my friend?
And Gene let us be trendsetters too. So hello to you, Coach Strews. Hope you're doing well. And there's a toss to the far side to number 8, Elliot Lowney. And I'm guessing, Ricardo, that might be how this third quarter comes to a close.
No gain on the play, second down.
That is how the third quarter will end. I'll update my Twitter. You can, by the way, 35-17, Kimberly over Kaukauna.
Taking over now.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll talk more about this game when we come back from the short break. Again, welcome back to Fox Valley Lutheran High School, site of this Week 9 matchup in the Bay Conference. Shawano well in command of this one, up 34-0 as we look at our Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Clubhouse Live, that's Monday nights. You can check it out live in person at the Clubhouse Sports Pub and Grill inside the Paper Valley Hotel, downtown Appleton, Wisconsin. Green Bay Packers wide receiver Alan Lazard is our co-host, and his special guest this coming Monday will be Packers offensive lineman, the Pro Bowler, and soon to be All-Pro, Elton Jenkins. Can't wait for that one. Pop hands off to Pop. Carson to Andrew. And third down now coming up.
Ball carrier 24, Andrew Pop. FVL tackle 64, Eli Retzloff.
Good atmosphere here. They do a lot of good stuff. Yeah, the jump around. I saw you jumping, Ricardo.
Third down and a long 5 for Shawano.
Urchi looking for some space and brought down. So fourth down and decision time for Alan Tamo, the head coach of the Hawks. You try to get your field goal unit out and get that clock running.
Yeah, you might want to do that, seeing that you want to be able to have that as a weapon for you.
Use it as in-game practice, right? Yeah. Up 34-0. We'll see. And it looks like they are going to try the field goal. And I think, see where they're going to spot this, where it looks like it's going to be a
28. Yeah, so a
36-yard field goal attempt here. Ooh, high snap. Kick is up, and let's see.
No
good.
Just was short.
Just was short. It was a high snap. Pretty good job by the holder there, Michael Metcalf, to get the ball spotted or placed, but Was that number 8, Elliot Lowney with the PAT or the field goal attempt?
Yeah.
Just missed it.
19-yard line, but it will be 1st and 10 Foxes.
Yeah, again, folks, as we mentioned at halftime, the playoff timeline as far as the release goes by the WIAA, everything's going to happen by 2 o'clock this morning, in the morning. WIAA plans to release the 224 qualifying teams in all 7 divisions, as well as the 16 8-player qualifiers at midnight tonight. I'll probably be up for that. From there, the plan is to release all the brackets at 2 a.m. I will not be up for that.
Liam Hygis.
I don't know if you know this, Ricardo, but sleep is very beneficial to a person's health.
Brought down by 24.
Yep,
Andrew Pop.
but I got a job to do, kid.
Not at
12
2. What
yards.
do you got to do at 2 a.m.?
I got to make sure I get all that stuff out.
And who's going to post it?
I guess me. Mike. Mr. Mike Sherry, he'll also be up. I'm usually up there around that time anyway, finishing the video wrap-up.
Well, if you see some good matchups, email them to me.
Mears pass incomplete, intended for number 3, Owen.
Plenty of options to stream in the first round, or as the WIAA calls it, level 1.
No.
Second down for the Foxes, ball at the 30. And just a rough night for FVL. 3 turnovers, 2 of those turned into touchdowns, 1 a pick 6. And Mears on the run again, nowhere to throw. There is a good job finding number 3, is that Owen Gerhardt?
Pass complete to number 3, Owen Gerhardt. Out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 Foxes. Fox tackle number 6. Jacob Polsey.
17 of 35 for 183 yards. That's Drew Mears' numbers. 3 picks. Looking for his first touchdown here. Under 9:45 left here in the 4th quarter.
I guess at this stage, with 9.5 to go in this game not in doubt by any stretch of the imagination. Shawano on its way to winning. What's the purpose right now for FVL, Ricardo? I suppose just to try to put a couple scores and start to feel good about yourself going into
Use any
the
little kind
playoffs?
of momentum you got going into the postseason. I mean, it starts next week already, so.
That big old 72 again. Was that Aiden Poquette? Called his name a bunch of times.
Great game. Sack of 2 yards, 3rd down and 9 now for FVL. Again, he's been very active.
There's a good toss to number 9, Kaven Doberstein, still on his feet near the 20. Actually, they'll spot him back a little bit. Let's see where they're going to mark it. I think that's inside the 25, looks like at the 24, so maybe an opportunity here. Fox has been knocking on the door a few times tonight.
28-yard gain.
Mears going downfield. Ooh.
Pass incomplete, intended for Reeder.
Reeder was the intended receiver there, but kind of hung up there a little bit, and pretty good coverage there at the last second to knock it away.
Yeah, Kundiger doing the job again.
Couple picks for number 87.
Yeah, we have an injury. I think is that Kundiger?
Kundiger?
Yeah, I see him having to leave the field.
Looks like he's all right. Big game for that young man. 2 interceptions, including
one he took 52 yards.
Yeah. Back in the 3rd quarter with 4:08 to go. Good toss. Is that Doberstein on the
Here's
far
catch
sideline?
Number 8, Kevin Doberstein. Steps out
Is that
of
a
bounds
first
at
down?
the
It is going to be a
12-yard
first
line,
down.
looks like.
Ball at the 12, 1st and 10 for the Foxes. Clock stopped. 8:17 to
From the
go.
12-yard line, 1st and 10 Foxes.
Mears going again. He's got him, and go! Could not connect.
Passing complete
It was there.
12, Reeder. Second down.
Bennett Reeder couldn't haul it in. It was there, Ricardo. Nice ball by Mears.
Yeah, couldn't have thrown
Back
it any
corner.
better. I mean, that's exactly how you draw it up.
Just kind of that time of night, isn't it,
It's been a
for
frustrating
FVL?
night. The offense has been disjointed the entire game in terms of finishing drives. We've seen that. 4 times they've gone inside the 28. Here's the 5th time now, Brett.
Mears going to give it to Hygis, looking for some space. Takes it inside the 5, maybe at the 5.
Yeah, they can still make a first down. We have a flag now.
What are they going to get here? Is that just a sideline warning, maybe?
It looked like a sideline
Yeah.
warning. Brilliant now is up 21-18, Brett. 2:24 left in the 4th quarter over Kohler. Sheboygan Lutheran Catholic. They are near that Eastern Wisconsin Conference title.
3rd down for the Foxes. Hygis. Whoa! Wow. That's 24 coming in. There's Andrew Pop again. Popping through. And bringing down Hygis now. 4th down for the Foxes. Ball going to be at the 8.
That'll bring up 4th down.
As you said before, FVL can get a first down here. But Pop, unblocked, just flying through and bringing down Hygis. Showing that speed again. Different guys. Mears going to run to his left. Pump fake. Watch out. And brought down. Is that Andrew Pop again? That's 24.
Quarterback keeper
Bringing down Mears. And you can kind of see Mears just frustrated. He doesn't know where to go with it. And good coverage, and Mears had to retreat, but Pop, so athletic, so strong, so fast. He was there quickly.
Yeah, loss of 5 yards and first down and 10 and 13 for Shawano. Boy, they have played about as complete a game as you can play offensively, special teams. Boy, I guess if you could nitpick the missed field goal, right? But everything else has been
Super impressive.
yes.
Super impressive.
Nina forwarded a nothing over Appleton East, Brett.
Ooh.
So the Rockets have put themselves in position now to make the postseason, depending on the tiebreakers.
There's Andrew Pop now on offense, getting the carry, and Shawano just going to kind of
Shawano ball carrier, 24.
try to hold on to the ball and keep moving the chains and let this clock run out, finish this game up, and put a bow on the regular season. Yeah, what happened to Appleton East? We're going to finish 0-9 this year?
Yes.
That seemed like a kind of a program on the rise, didn't it? Took a big step back. Hopefully the Patriots can get going. As you said, Ricardo, it's always good when you talk about the city of Appleton, when you have East, West, and North all doing well. I know Appleton West has had some nice wins. I wonder how that Wausau West Hortonville game was going.
I have not seen an update on that one there, Brett.
Yeah, Wausau West, a top 10 team, and they've got that really good running back. Another team that took a step back, certainly, was Hortonville. We talked about that in the R&B show. We expected the Polar Bears to compete. Same with Appleton West in the VFA. Instead, the Central schools kind of rose back to the top with Spash, Wausau West, Rapids.
Yeah, I think Appleton West is probably out of the – they were losing to Rapids, but they did have – remember, they beat Menominee Falls.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's something to build on. I think they got some things to hang their hat on.
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 for Shawano. Be a fun bus ride back to Shawano for all these Hawks players and coaches, and I think that's number 27, Caden Urchie, trying to fight his way to a first down, and he got it. What's that, Shawano, about maybe an hour from here?
I've never been there, so your guess is as good as mine.
58-58, Zachary Madkey.
Take a drive up, Highway 47, hit Highway 29, and used to go that way all the time, heading up north to Eagle River. Take 47 to 29 up to 45, and pretty part of the state.
Shawano taking their time, as you'd expect.
Carson Popp, again, one of the top passers in the state of Wisconsin. He's got 4 touchdowns on the night, 71, 36, 11, and 69 yards. The 71 and 69 yard are both to number 8, Elliott Lowney. Also has a pair of TDs to Ashton Henning, number 25, 36 and 11 yards. The other score, a 52-yard interception return for a touchdown by number 87, Adam Cunninger.
He's 9 of 13 for 141 yards. Modest in terms of yardage, but man, has he been, those have been big plays.
How many yards does he have?
141.
141. That can't be. He's got a 71, 69, 36, and 11.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Let me check that out again.
I was going to say, it seems awfully low. Sorry, Carson, if you watch this on the replay, Ricardo's trying to shortchange you.
Yeah, well, no, not intentionally.
Well, Ricardo adds it up.
I see where I didn't add the 69 yard. I'm like, where am I missing this? Okay, so
Ricardo's got sheets all over the place up here in the FVL press box.
I'll figure it out here. I'll add the 69 yard touchdown that I did not add into the stats.
Pop hands off to Urchie, and you can see Ricardo, Shawano just obviously content just to let this run out, keep getting first downs. And hey, again, folks, 6 months for $1. That's all it costs for a digital subscription to the Post Crescent Press Gazette, any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. That includes full access on your desktop, tablet, and mobile devices every day. Sign up now, postcrescent.com/subscribe and greenbaypressgazette.com/subscribe.
Brett, do these stats seem a little better? 11 to 14 for 208.
There you go.
Yes.
So he's over the 2,000-yard mark on the season.
It's that UWM math.
But he's got some weapons, right, that can turn, as we saw, that a screen pass into a 71-yard score. But he's good at knowing where he wants to go with the ball.
He's as impressive a quarterback as we've seen this year.
Yeah, he's been. Yeah, I'm very. Again,
we've seen some good ones.
We're a little.
We've seen Sheckelman, Pendleton.
We're a little confused as again why the sub 500 record. This looks like a juggernaut the way they played tonight.
Again, this is the FVL team that was 4-2 in the Bay. 3rd and 5 situation now for Shawano as they're just looking to run out this clock, pick up the dub, and
head to
the postseason.
Ricardo, how about a little shout out to our guy Rosie? You look at those FVL helmets out there. That's his design.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, that's his design. Maybe Rosie, you can showcase your artwork.
Rosie creates the magic.
I don't know if anybody's got. There we go. Show off that. There it is, right there. Look at that. That's Rosie. That's his helmet. That's his design. That's some good stuff there by Jim Rosandick, who also does great work manning the cameras and making it all look nice and pretty on these live streams, right, Ricardo?
Well, Rosie does everything. He works our podcast, the R&B show.
He's the glue.
He's a genius, our mad genius. 3rd and short for Shawano.
Rosie, I'll try to find some games next week where you can be in the box. Although the weather's been the lousy weather nights, he has been in the press box with us where it's worked out. So, yeah, and tonight's not too chilly by any stretch.
4-2 Ben Cook.
But here we go. The end is near as far as the regular season, and I know one of your favorite times of the year, mine too. And now we get to the nitty gritty, don't we? The playoffs are here, and
win or go home.
4 games to get to Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, and should be a fun 4 weeks. We will be streaming all 4 rounds, first, second, state quarters, state semis. As you can see, Shawano in the victory formation now. They're going to take a couple knees and let this clock run out. And they got to thank Unison Credit Union, who will be our playoff sponsor the next 4 weeks. Can't wait to see how these brackets pan out. Ricardo, you got an update?
Lions, Brilliant Lions, EWC champions. They have beaten Kohler, Sheboygan Lutheran Catholic 21-18. Big win.
Congratulations to Brilliant. They're back, aren't they? They're back.
Yeah, Hilbert beats Oostburg 42-8. Their regular season is at 8-1. That's another great small school that's been doing well.
Brilliant's going to be good in boys basketball too.
They have the Lorenz kids, don't they?
They're back. Good to see Brilliant doing some good things. That for years was a dominant school in football and basketball under Pete Kittle. He's a state champion in both sports too. One of the rare double
to win both.
Yeah. Thank you. I finished my thought there.
You were looking at my Skittles over here.
One of the rare coaches to win both a state football championship and a state boys basketball championship. So as you can see, there it is. The clock says 0. Well, it says 1, but there's some weird things going on with that game clock. But anyway, it is a final 34-0 Hawks with the victory. Ricardo, some thoughts?
Yeah, I'm in no particular hurry because after this I'm going to go right back to the office. I got to get everything ready as we're going to start sending out the tweets of how those things are breaking down, all that kind of stuff. So my column is going to center on the playoff pairings, as you know. But Brett, look, FVL, burn the tape.
Yeah,
you saw here,
you have to. Wow.
This is an anomaly. This is not the FVL that we expected when we came here. It doesn't match anything that's on their resume. So I'm shocked about this. You can say the same thing for Shawano. But where was this? 34-0. This wasn't just some 0-8 team you beat. This was a dominating over a team that was going for the conference championship. Now, I don't know if this is just they're blossoming at the right time. We've seen it before. Maybe
there were injuries. I don't know.
We've seen Winnicott, we've seen St. Mary Springs go in with losing records and win the state title. Is that the template for Shawano? I don't know. This offense looks good.
Very good.
The defense is athletic, make plays.
Yeah.
So Shawano, I can see they're very happy right now, and for good reason. And for FVL, again, erase this from your memory banks. The postseason, everyone's 0-0 now.
Yeah.
They're in Division III. I think Shawano might be in D4. I don't know offhand, but boy, this was a surprising game. But Brett, you and I surprised at how good Shawano is.
Very, very much so. I can't tell you how impressed I am with what we just saw from those guys. Speed, as I said, athletes, both sides of the ball, different positions, up front. But I agree with what you're saying with the Foxes. They're in, okay? They're in. And Shawano feeling good because if they don't get in, what a way to finish out the season.
Yes, but also what a disappointing. This is where every win matters in football.
I hope they get a crack at it.
I do too.
Because it would be kind of very interesting to sort of. They're doing a little dance out there too.
That's a team you don't want to play.
No.
Can you imagine a top seed playing them?
No, I'd be very worried about those guys. And good to see them having fun. If they don't get a crack at it, congratulations. I hope they do get a shot because it'll be fun to see how they fare. I'm going to be very interested to see how FVL responds. They're well coached. Seth Yeager, an excellent coach, doing a great job here in his 3rd year, coming over from Winnebago Lutheran, where he was a coach there for 2 years. He's got a good program here, good things in place. He's got weapons as well. This is just one of those things where it just spiraled. Turnovers, we talked about it at the open. Which team is going to come up with the turnovers? Because both quarterbacks have shown an ability to toss the interception. Unfortunately for FVL, it was too many turnovers tonight, and 2 of those were turned into touchdowns. some opportunities too. You mentioned those long drives numerous times where it seemed like they were knocking on the door, getting ready to punch one in, and couldn't do it. So they can do it. They've won a lot of games. They play in a good conference, and I still think that's a team that's going to make some noise. They got a good quarterback, good weapons, and good athletes as well.
Yeah, just got to erase this. Burn the tape if you're FVL. Don't worry about this game. You're in the postseason already. It's a whole new season. Everyone's 0-0 now. It doesn't matter what you did in the regular season.
Right.
You're in the dance. It's all that matters.
It's all that matters is getting there.
And let's hope Shawano gets in. Let's hope they're the one that blows up the whole thing.
You never know. We saw it with Winneconne back in 2013.
Yeah, no one. Believe me. And you saw Winneconne earlier that year.
Mm-hmm.
Did you expect them to be a state champ? No. It can happen. It's that's what I'm talking about for both teams. Anything can happen. Get in.
Just get in is right. So we'll see. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see. Well, you'll be up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I will be, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually going to get some caffeine because I'm going to be up, and I'm going to be tweeting out whatever I find, whatever thing I hear. I'm going to be retweeting it or tweeting it out.
I'm going to be dreaming about the football playoff brackets at that point, no doubt about it. So let me run down the scoring, and then
Thank you, everyone.
Sign off. It's been a fun 9 weeks. Hard to believe that the regular season is now over. Looking forward to 4 weeks of playoff football before we wrap up for good for the season, and then shift our focus to boys and girls basketball. The scoring tonight, all Shawano. Hawks got on the board first play of the game, a 71-yard screen pass from quarterback Carson Pop to number 8, Elliott Lowney, 7-0. The score with 11:41 to play in the quarter. And then a little bit later in the quarter, 2:46 to play, it was Pop hooking up with number 25, Ashton Henning, from 36 yards out, and Shawano with the lead, 14-0. Only one score in the second quarter was another connection from Pop to Henning. This time, 11 yards. That capped a 14-play, 66-yard drive and started off of a Shawano interception. The kick was good, and the Hawks led 21-0 at the half. And then a pair of fourth-quarter touchdowns. First, a 69-yard hookup from Pop to number 8, Elliott Lowney, with 5:32 to play. Again, that was off of an interception by number 87, Adam Cunninger. Made it 28-0 Shawano, and then with 4:08 to go in the quarter, Cuttinger, he said he's going to do it himself. A pick six, 52 yards for the junior for Shawano. The kick was blocked, and that's how this game comes to a close. 34-0 Hawks with the victory. Hawks improved to 4-5 on the season, 3-4 in the Bay Conference. We'll see if that puts them on the bubble and maybe gives them an opportunity to get into postseason play. FVL finishes its regular season 5-4 overall and 4-3 in the Bay Conference. Up next for the Foxes, it's a WIAA first-round playoff game next Friday, to be determined. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock, and we'll see if, again, the Hawks get a shot at postseason play. Again, we'll be streaming a WIA first-round playoff matchup in all 4 rounds of the postseason. Thanks again to our playoff sponsor, Unison Credit Union. I will announce the game soon on my Twitter account at PCBretzi. You can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section, scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. And once again, thank you to our sponsor, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. So for Rosie, for Ricardo, and of course the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, I'm Brett Christopherson signing off from Fox Valley Lutheran High School here in Appleton, Wisconsin. Once again, the final score tonight, Shawano 34, FVL nothing. Thanks for watching, everybody.